Oneil show. All I've got is just for you. You ready for my beef tonight? I'm okay, just treat me right. Come in, me people, come in, me friend. What you gonna do when you come to defend? Question ask, me answer them. Wheel it up and pull it up and mash again. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on
Let me share. Oh shoot.
You want no worries. Welcome, friends. Welcome, 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 welcome. Auntie ReRe's on. Y'all wanted us to come on. We are on, friends. Where are you guys? Where are you? Can you see Auntie ReRe? You can see her on your screen. Auntie ReRe, say hi to them.
Hello, 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 hello.
There we go. See, they can see you. They can see you. They can see you. They know that you're there. We are ready. We are ready for it. Let me see. Yes, we are on. Hit the like button, guys. Let me make sure y'all tap up the like button. Hit up the like button. Let me first, before I even get into this, I should show y'all, for those who have not yet subscribed, Auntie ReRe's channel. For those who have not yet subscribed, this is Auntie
Oh,
ReRe's channel. So
thank
please
you.
go up on the channel and subscribe. In fact, well, I never subscribe. Okay, I never subscribe now to ReRe, so I'm subscribe right now. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. Because I click on all of y'all's channel. It doesn't matter. That's the thing. But in other words, that's what it is. Auntie ReRe's on right here. Are you seeing this? You're not seeing Auntie ReRe. You must can see her. She's at the top. You can see her face right there. What do you mean you can't see her? See her, you're seeing Deontay reviews right now. You're seeing us right now. By the way, Auntie ReRe, can you see the YouTube screen?
Yes, I can see the YouTube screen. It's like it's a few seconds behind or something.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's gonna be just a little few seconds behind. That's fine.
Okay.
They can see you. Okay,
Oh
so them can
Lord.
see you. Them say them can see you. Okay, so friends, uh, thank you for this gathering and for joining us. We love it. Thank you very very much for being here. Different difference of opinion. We're gonna get into it tonight. Hey, ring up the bell, cause it is what it is. We gotta get it going.
Ding ding ding.
That's a different type of bell. All right. So, Auntie ReRe, before I let you start working on the video, I want you to introduce yourself to the audience, and I want you just to kind of, talk to them and let them know exactly who is Auntie ReRe, so people understand that first. Then we get into the
Well,
meat and potatoes.
I'm ready for it. Well, I'm Auntie ReRe. I have been watching Country Wayne skits since right before the pandemic. The pandemic, Lord, I can't talk tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Right before the pandemic, 2019, when we had Buddy and all the different characters that Wayne used to do by himself.
Nice.
What's his name? Drip, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
When Rolanda was first introduced as the Cougar. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching Country Wayne skits for a minute. In addition to that, I'm someone who just loves the art of the skit land, the arts, acting, poetry, podcasting, whatever all the things. I love comedy. I love to have fun. And in this year in August, Deontay reviews. I used to comment on his. I've commented on your page, Von Voice Views. And one day he said, "Why don't you do it yourself?" And I was like, "Well, really, I'm on social media, but not like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been had my page forever, but it wasn't for content. So just started doing it and have fun, and then all these other characters started coming out of my mind. I really think I might be these are cousin or something. Amen. But I hope we not related because we got the streak. But anyway, yeah. So just a fun area, and I've been able to meet a lot of great people
Okay.
through this opportunity. So I'm just looking forward to 2026. But tonight is all about a
Missing.
misunderstanding.
All right. So here we get into it. So let me start off by saying that, okay, so I did a video the other day reacting to one of Auntie ReRe's the live streams that she had. And hey, Auntie ReRe did, what was it? Auntie ReRe is like a little what do you call it? Short. So Auntie ReRe did a short and responded, and I said, "Oh no!" People say, "Hold on, Oneil, have you seen the video?" And I said, "No, I haven't seen it." I said, and I
Shots
said,
fired.
and I said, "You know what? Let me jump into the video." So before I go anywhere. Aunty ReRe wants me to actually make sure me talk about this part first. So I'm going to run the video, and you tell me when to stop, Aunty ReRe, and I want you to get in with each piece of the actual video itself. That's how we're gonna work it. Then from that we can move on to the other things. All right. So
Okay.
let me know
And I
when
want
you're
to
ready.
first say before we
Mm-hmm.
watch the video, I just want to first say that the reason I reached out originally because on my platform and my viewers know I do something called Ride to Work with ReRe and Ride Home with ReRe. And anytime I see a comment that says Auntie ReRe is saying or Auntie ReRe is thinking, I stop mid, I think I done stopped on the freeway before, amen.
Mm-hmm.
And say, no, don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much where this came from. So I'll let you run it, O'Neil, and I'll tell you when to pause, amen.
Run the clip. Run the clip. Let's get into it first.
Welcome to the Oneil Show.
What's up, friends? So
Oh, nothing,
recently I
that's
was
it.
on
Okay.
Aunty ReRe live stream. Very very good live stream. Aunty ReRe. It was Vaughn's. It was Nanya, and it was also Deonta Reviews. Very very great platform. Check out Aunty ReRe channel. Check out Vaughn's. Check out Deonta Reviews. Y'all know him. And now Nanya is doing her thing. And Aunty ReRe had a very, very good discussion. And we talked about, a lot of the characters. And Aunty ReRe had a very, very controversial take on the Shayla character. And I feel like I
Stop right
want us
there.
to kind
Stop
of
right there.
get into this and
Right
kind
there.
of dig a little bit deeper because I. Right there. Uh huh.
So that's the first thing that got me,
Mm-hmm.
O'Neil, when you said controversial, because I didn't feel like anything I said was controversial. So that's the first thing that alarmed me when I first started watching your recap. I was like, controversial. Okay, you can go on. Sorry.
No props. It was a controversial take. No prop. All right. I'm going to run into
The
it. I said
controversy,
some
yeah.
things, but I think I wanted to get some more thought processes out. So let's get into this. Let's go.
A lot of women, if they admit it, you operate in flight or fight, or you gonna stand and fight, or you go fly away from it. And
All right, so Auntie ReRe is explaining the whole idea of the Shayla character, and she's mentioning that a lot of women operate from fight or flight. I would also want to add to that, people also operate at freeze. So they either fight, flight, or them freeze. In other words, they just freeze and do nothing. Or them fight, or they actually just run away, right? And you probably could add more to that particular piece of the puzzle. So when we look at, let's look at the three characters.
This is how I'd learn AI in
YouTube
2026 if I want.
YouTube. Come on now. I want to play from the video.
oh, it's doing a commercial.
Mm-hmm. Anthony Shayla. I believe this is what Aunty ReRe is saying. Shayla is a fighter. Anthony is the runner because he's going to run. And Amber is the one that freezes. So in other words, they represent all three of those. Fight, flight, or freeze. Let's keep. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So on this part, we said I believe Auntie ReRe, and it kind of alludes to the fact that I stated that Shayla was in the fight phase of the spectrum, and really there's one that she fits in even more, which is the fawn. Fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. So freeze, when we look into it, it's talking about difficulty making. Mhm.
Auntie ReRe, when they say fawn, describe fawn so that way make sure everyone knows what fawn means.
So fawn.
Mm-hmm.
Just a moment. Let me go back to my little chart here. Just a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So the fawn phase is a people pleaser, lack of identity, no boundaries, overwhelmed, codependent. And if we were going to break it down like that, I probably would have put her in that category. But I believe what I said was taken out of content. I said that I think I was speaking about Angelina actually first in that clip. And I was saying, like, when we see Angelina's part, I always say that I think she's always in fight mode. And maybe Shayla picked up that fight mode from her, mother. Not that she's a fighter. And the danger of sometimes when we reinterpret things, and it's sort of like when we're on we see other channels do the same that are not outside, who are outside the Country Wayne world. When we say this person said that, or they're alluding to, your viewers who may think different than my viewers, than somebody else's viewers, they may look at that like, oh, she's a Shayla lover, or oh, Auntie ReRe has a stance on this. And so that's why it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I didn't even bring up which stage or which one that Anthony, Angela, and Angelina and Anthony were in. So it's kind of like it was all bunched up in there. Like this was my perspective of which category they fell in, because I really don't think that they fall in those categories.
Okay. All right, no problem. I'm gonna keep running it. I'll go after the video because I want to make sure you go through. Go ahead.
Keep going.
Okay.
And
Think that
flight.
Angelina, since she was a young girl, just like Shayla, since she was a young girl, they always had to fight for a position, whether
Mm-hmm.
it was the position of the wife when Brody was out there cheating,
Yeah.
whether
Mm-mm.
it's Shayla's position at school, because we don't know if Shayla was cute in middle school. She might
No,
have
we
evolved
don't.
over time.
So I like that. I like what you said. We don't know if Shayla pretty much cute. But you know what I see though? Every single time, you know what I mean, they give this now, it's almost like I feel like I see the, that little scene where the lady say,
All
"Oh
my
my
life I
life, I
had to
had to
fight.
fight."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna have fun in a minute, but
Mm-hmm.
we just breaking down the video now, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So on this one, where we said Shayla, the comment that I made, I said we don't know if she was cute or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I meant in that context is we don't know if she was somebody who may have been in that awkward teenage phase
Mm-hmm.
where she had low self-esteem or whatever. And then when the clip came in and said, all my life I had to fight, which we
Mm-hmm.
know Sophia in that scene, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'm just overthinking it, O'Neal, but this is just
Mm-hmm.
me. Oh, Sophia in that scene is talking about abuse
Mm-hmm.
from her father, abuse from family members. All my life, I had to fight.
Mm-hmm.
So taking it in that contents and putting it where Riri put her in a mode of something else, and what's been about to be stated next, that's what really bothered me. So that was what touched here, and like putting that clip with that on top of it, and saying that like Riri
He's right there.
said, I didn't know, but continue because you're gonna expound on it,
All
and
right,
that's the part where I really want to really stop.
get on. All right, no problem. Keep going.
I feel like I said that just now. Okay, so Auntie ReRe is saying she don't know if Shayla was basically, not as hot in middle school.
Why are you always over here? I mean, don't you have a bag?
Which is plausible because sometimes girls that are not as hot in middle school try to be the center of attention. And so by trying to be the center of attention, they may start to give away other things that the other girls wouldn't give away, which would be the things between their legs. So in other words, they give away the thing between them legs.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part that really bothered me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when I talked about the part about Shayla being in fight mode and things like
Mm-hmm.
that, and for it to be put on there like, okay, at this point, sometimes when girls not as cute, they give up that thing between them legs. That has never been my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Never. My thing with Shayla's character is that I feel like she has been SA possibly, and it possibly happened in middle school. So that was a total redirect that kind of stopped me in my tracks. So I was like, wait a minute, that is not what I said or meant by that.
Mm-hmm.
So in that perspective, I'm looking at the Shayla character as
Mm-hmm.
someone who really something tragic happened to her in her past that may have shaped who she is today. Not because she was cute and opened up her legs. That is never the narrative I wanted to portray or for it to be misinterpreted as. So I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to make sure that I cleared that up because I don't believe that just because a little girl may not be as attractive or she may be in that awkward teenage phase,
Mm-hmm.
that that's the reason for her to sleep around. And I never said that that was Shayla's reason for possibly sleeping. I never even said she slept around. My theory is that something happened to her traumatic in middle school and it shaped the rest of her life. And that is the reason why her mother and others have sheltered her is because of whatever abuse that took place or trauma that took place from middle school. But we can continue.
All right.
Which ends up making them, I guess, the girl that a lot of guys might flock around for wrong reasons. So these are plausible arguments by Auntie ReRe. Let's keep watching.
We don't know if she,
She say
if
cute.
she was somebody who was sheltered. So we don't know where this dysfunction
They
comes
were
from.
poor. They were
That's the
poor,
only
Riri.
thing. That's the only thing that I would say is it's deeper than what we see, and that's my only message to people who are here who might be watching this. That don't always call the little girl or even the grown woman fast or
Fast
a
because you don't know.
304 because it might be something else. She might be operating not in a place of manipulation, but she's operating in a place of survival.
All right. So I like that. So Auntie ReRe is saying,
There we go. Mm-hmm.
I want to go to the comments for a second because I'm seeing a lot of comments about Shayla didn't do nothing happened to her, nothing happened in school. Um, I'm seeing a lot of comments that are like real
Mm-hmm.
negative, and I want to address your thoughts are your thoughts. However, The writers have showed us and eluded. They say, where did you get this theory from? So my theory comes from a year ago or so, Zachary came on the scene, and Zachary said that Shayla was under some type of therapeutic treatment. She alluded to that. They were in the driveway at Arby's house. She had on all black when she first told her sister about the fantasies about it. Number two, we can kind of elude that she could have been on some type of medication. When Delicia came to the scene, there were tears. There were drowned about whatever this traumatic event was. Angelina was so humble. One of the first times or the second time we actually seen Angelina actually cry that hard and see Shayla cry to the effect that we see that something happened. That no, the writers have not said that this, that, or the third has happened, but it has been eluded. Um, and my biggest thing is, and I know we're gonna get to that, and we really don't even have to get to that part because that's the bulk of where I want to get that misunderstanding understood. I do not believe that mental illness is a scapegoat for someone to act badly or behave badly. But we have to consider, and I'm using this from my brother Deontay. Thank you for that information too. He said it could be that both are true. Because some ways, you may think alike on that theory that, yes, she has been coddled. He used the word coddle. You used the word coddle. Yes, she has been coddled by Angelina. We know this. We know that she's been protected. We always throw around the word no consequences, things of that nature. But sometimes if you've ever had a child that may have been bullied or a kid that may have went through something and it's your baby, you go protect them at all cost as a mama bear. You're going to make sure that nothing hurts them. And sometimes when it happens when they're young, it goes into adulthood. All I'm saying is I'm not condoning Shayla's behavior. And I have a whole nother tape we'll probably get down the line when we get into the battle of the sexes. What if Shayla were a man? We have a tendency to see things at face value. Again, we call little girls fast. We call women 304s. Never identifying did something happen to them to cause them to be the way they are. And that's the only stance I said on that. I didn't say, oh, we all need to gather around Shayla and feel sorry for Shayla for what she did. But nobody in this audience can say that Shayla is a reasonable thinking person. We have seen her delusion throughout these skits, and we've seen the delusion grow. A man tells you, I don't want to be with you, and then you take the stance of, you didn't hear none of that. You heard, let's get married and have kids. A man has told you, okay, let's take some time apart or whatever. I'm finna go home, and she tells him not to go home, and she pops up. That is not a normal thinking person. That is not a person thinking with a rational mind. This is where my theories come from. And I would never ask anyone to agree with my theory or what ReRe say is vault. But I'm saying even in your own personal life. And a lot of people look at these skits as make believe, or they look at it as there's no possibility this person is just evil. But in our real lives, things have happened to us, even men, you know, some men hate women because of something a woman did to them. They can't, the woman is always going to do something wrong because that woman took his money. So he looks at every woman as a gold digger. And so that's why I'm saying that there are things that shape our behavior and make us up in our psyche. And you got psychology background too. Those things can shape who you are later on. It's not an excuse. And if Shayla knows she has a problem, then yes, she is accountable for her actions because she knows she should be on medication or therapy and she's ignoring that. But also the people around her are ignoring that she has a problem and an issue. We know something wrong with her. I don't care how many comments say they haven't said it. She's not a reasonable, rational thinking person. And that's my stance on that. I've never said that we should give her a pass. ReRe has never said that. ReRe has never said that mental illness is an excuse for bad behavior. I have never said that. And so I want to make sure that we never get in an environment where it's a danger to put that type of stigma on somebody. Because I don't never want anyone to come to my platform and think that I'm a type of person that's going to judge somebody or to say those type of things about somebody and give it a pass. Get help, not a pass. And that's all I want to say, Oneil, about the video.
No problem, no problem. I love that. I love that. I love the take. I love the take. Let me climb climb in. Let me climb in because what I wanted to do first, I wanted to make sure you got a chance to kind of review it without like me interrupting you. You know what I mean? So I wanted to make sure like you got a
Thank
chance
you for that.
to go in there, like so that way you
Thank you.
could get your thoughts out and fire off. You know what I mean? So that way, we'll work it out. All right.
Thank
So
you.
let me go back to the front of the video and I'll try to address like each piece. Let me go back to the front of where we are. Give me 1 moment. Let me see what we got. Hold on, friends. Hold on. I'm gonna get y'all in here. Hold on. I'm gonna get y'all comments in here in a little bit. Give me 1 moment. So let me take it back from the beginning. Ooh, okay. Yep. There we go.
What's up, friends? So recently I was on Aunty ReRe live stream. Very, very good live stream. Aunty ReRe, it was Vaughn's, it was Nanya, and it was also the Aunty Reviews. Very, very great platform. Check out Aunty ReRe channel, check out Vaughn's, check out the Aunty Reviews. Y'all know him. And now Nanya is doing her thing. And Aunty ReRe had a very, very good discussion, and we talked about a lot of the characters. And Aunty ReRe had a very, very controversial take on the
All right. So let me go for there. So when I said that Aunty ReRe was a controversial take, what I'm saying is that Aunty ReRe has a take against the grain of whatever else is there. Does that make sense? So most people think basically Shayla is who you're seeing. But Aunty ReRe has a flip side of that, which is actually a very good take. Because the
Okay.
truth of the matter is Aunty ReRe has a take that is opposite of the norm of what everyone else sees when they see a Shayla, which is interesting. So let's jump into it because what Aunty ReRe has done with this take is that she's given us something else to look into. That's actually what that meant. So let me run into it some more
Okay.
for
I can respect that.
you. Hold
I
on.
can respect that.
Let me run into it some more for you.
Shayla character. And I feel like I want us to kind of get into this and kind of dig a little bit deeper because I said some things, but I think I wanted to get some more thought processes out. So let's get into this. Let's go.
All right. So when I say I want to get some more thought processes out, the thought processes is to make sure that like I got it out from a. So I have a background in social work. So my background is more social, but it's in mental health basically. So what I wanted to do
Me
was
too.
to use the mental health space to highlight more of the things of what Aunty ReRe was kind of talking about to the audience, because that's kind of what I tried to do. I tried to bring further pieces out nonetheless. Right? So let's move on to it some more.
Go.
A lot of women, if they admit it, you operate in flight or fight, or you go stand and fight, or you go fly away from it. And
All right, so Aunty ReRe is explaining the whole idea of the Shayla character, and she's mentioning that a lot of women operate.
All right. So when I said that Andre's explained the Shayla character, I felt like you were, again, I think you just explained just now. So when I said Aunty explaining the Shayla character and saying, hey, maybe it is that she might be operating from the state of, I mean, she has to fight, to get whatever it is, she might have to fight to get that, right? So what I did here in the video in itself, because the live stream was so good that I had to do a video on it. That was my way of advertising the live stream. I hope you know that. Now you realize that now. So the live stream was so good, I had to really do takes on it. So basically what it was that there are these three phases. You give Fawn in there as another one, that's fine. But there are these three clear phases. You either can fight, you can run, or you basically can freeze. Amber freezes a whole heap, right? So I basically started
I
to kind
agree.
of expound on the characters that Shayla will fight no matter what, no matter what's going on. She's ready to fight for Anthony. She will fight for Mike. She will fight for Arby. She will fight for Iman. She will fight. You see the fighting in Shayla, and it is actually indicative of when you explained Angelina. If you look at Angelina, Angelina does the same thing. Look at Brody. Angelina
I
fought
totally
for
agree
Brody
with
for
that.
a period of time. So you could see like the plausibility of how she fights for Brody as you go along, right? So the fight is there. Anthony runs. Every single time something happens, Anthony actually take off. So what I was doing was using your fight, flight, or freeze to show that, interesting. They actually have the three characters in there with three different personalities if we really want to kind of look at it. Now, of course, we could argue, as to whatever it is that they do, but we're kind of looking at it from that. When Anthony have issues with money, him run. When Anthony have issues with Amber, him run. When Amber give him problems, him run. When Shayla give him issues, him run. Then he runs from Rolanda. Then he runs from whatever it is. We see him go over Rose's house. So he runs. He's a runner. Amber will freeze up. Every single time people asking Amber to do something, she does nothing. So she freezes. She does nothing. You're saying, Amber, come on, you have so much information. You must be able to get at least some thinking that's okay. I'm gonna stay. I'm going to leave. She does nothing. So we give her the freeze characteristic. So that's what I meant when I was
Mhm.
mentioning this. So I was saying, hey, Auntie ReRe is giving these good takes to show you exactly how to fight, flight, or freeze. Give me a
Okay. So
response to
when it all ran in together, I was like, I didn't mention Anthony. I was like, wait a minute. But now I understand it.
that.
And the thing about it is, sometimes when we say the word fight, like I have a degree in sociology and psychology, and you have, sociology and psychology. So we get it,
And I have social
but
masters in social
I'm,
work.
I'm, look- yeah, and I'm looking in.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, and let me put some respect on your masters. So and put some respect on your dad. Look, I ain't get that. Look, I started last year, but the way my mind was set
You're
up
going
at
to finish. You're
48.
going to finish.
But
In
anyway,
Jesus' name, you're going to finish.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Amen. Amen.
Hmm.
So I'm thinking of it as somebody who does not have the background that we have. They're
Hmm.
looking at, oh, ReRe calling her a fighter. ReRe taking up for her. And that's the vibe. I was just like, wait a minute. She ain't no fighter like that. It's a different type of fight. But when you break it
Gotcha.
down now that they
Hmm.
can understand, because they might not, again, if you're not a sociology, psychology field,
Hmm.
you don't really understand it. And you hear something different. But I'm
Good.
sorry, continue.
No problem. So just making sure y'all understand what Anthony is saying. When we talk about fight, which let me check if the chat understand that. When we talk about fight, we're talking about fighting for something, or you fight for things, or you'll always be fighting. You're always bustling. You can't just say, you know what, let me just let it go. No, you're going to fight for it nonetheless.
Hmm.
That's basically what's going on. Let me move on with the video a little more.
Yep.
From fight or flight. I would also want to add to that, people also operate at freeze. So they either fight, flight, or them freeze. In other words, they just freeze and do nothing.
So if you're seeing the video, what I'm trying to do is based on what you've brought up, I'm now trying to expound this particular topic to the audience, so they see these things. So the next time them probably go in a society, they
Mhm.
may be able to
They
look
can
at, okay,
identify.
oh, okay, that's the person freezing. That's what Oneil said. They're fighting right there. So, oh, I see them. That's what's going on. That's really what's happening in this video.
Exactly.
Or them fight, or they actually just run away, right? And you probably could add more to that particular piece of the puzzle. So when we look at, let's look at the three characters: Amber, Anthony, Shayla. I believe this is what Aunty ReRe is saying. Shayla is a fighter. Anthony is the runner because he's going to run, and Amber is the one that freezes.
So what I'm doing is agreeing, because I think this is what Auntie ReRe is saying. No, it may not be what Auntie ReRe is saying, but I believe she's saying, hey, Shayla always generally fights for the things that she wants, right? And I'm also saying this with Auntie ReRe, that hey, I believe that Amber freezes, and I believe that Anthony runs. You
Yeah.
follow? All
That
right,
makes
no
sense.
worries,
Yeah.
no worries.
So in other words, they represent all three of those: fight, flight, or
Mhm.
freeze. Let's keep going.
I think that Angelina, since she was a young girl, just like Shayla, since she was a young girl, they always had to fight for a position, whether it was the position of the wife when Brody was out there cheating, whether it's Shayla's position at school.
110% correct. When you're mentioning this, 110% correct. If you look at the Angelina character, she is a fighter. And Shayla has developed
Mm-hmm.
being a fighter. Zashri is also a fighter. They're fighters. Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly how they operate. They operate from, hey, how dare you, whatever it is. No, I'm supposed to get this. I'm supposed to. There's no level of chill in them most of the times. That's really and
Mm-hmm.
truly what I think is
Mm-hmm.
going on.
Because we don't Yep. know if Shayla was cute in middle school. She might have evolved over time.
Something like that. I like what you said. We don't know if Shayla pretty much cute. But you know what I see though? Every single time, I mean, they give this now, it's almost like I feel like I see that little scene where the lady say, "All my life I had to fight."
So when I do these little clips and these little epistles, these are to add comic relief inside of the entire videos of what is going on, right? So in other words, the whole idea of Shayla being the fighter, I added a little clip to being there. It just means that that's what I see as an image in my brain. Because you might say something and I might say, wait, that looked like the Home Alone scene when the lady said, Kevin! You know what I mean? Or it's some other thing, because my mind plays like that. It'll play little movies. When you say something, it kind of associated. So that's really what's going on with this. Is that you're seeing
Mm-hmm.
that the lady saying, all my life I had to fight. So she's always fighting. Now, the fight in this movie, I do understand what the fight was about. However, what tends to
Mm-hmm.
happen with a lot of women is that they start to overfight. Them fight so much until eventually, even when them win, them still fighting. You
Yeah,
follow I'm
I
coming
agree
from?
with that.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. But you're a master. You're a thespian,
Mm-hmm.
and thespian y'all is acting. Look, let me make sure I say that correct. Thespian. And so in acting, we take, they'll take it and run with it. They'll be like, ReRe called him a lesbian, a thespian, y'all, actor. So when you're in the art of acting, you're deep into that role. You're deep into that mindset, that
Mhm,
psyche. So like when I watched The Color Purple, this was one of the most traumatic scenes about
mhm,
abuse. When she said I had to fight everybody, I had to fight all these men in my life.
mhm,
So putting that in the contents with that, it was just disturbing because I know you took it for a comedy sense, just like when we see Florida. Florida say, damn, 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 when James died. That's really a
mhm.
hurtful moment. But we use it in other ways when we say the damn, damn, damn. We don't use it in the terms of death. So I get what you're saying from that point of view. But when I watch it again, because we're emotional beings, and I'm a
Got you.
Cancer, and we very emotional.
Mhm,
And so when I seen that and tied into the cuteness and her fighting, and
mhm,
then that trauma, it was kind of making a play on the trauma. So that's how I took it. But I understand where you're coming from. You didn't mean it in that content.
mhm. Yeah, these are just like comic relief. When you add these little things, it's a kind of to
Yeah.
add some level of comic relief to it, so that way. And sometimes you try to, I guess, you show with this. No, of course, I do understand the effect of this scene because it was a very serious scene in terms of what was going on. But we tried to play like a little bit of satires here and there because you want to make it, very, very easy on the audience and on the eyes. That's basically what's happening on this.
I feel like I said that just now. Okay, so Aunty ReRe is saying she don't know if Shayla was basically, not as hot in middle school.
Why are you always over here? I mean, don't you have a bag?
Which is plausible because some
All right, so this is a very plausible thing that you have said, and I want you to understand that. What you've mentioned is very plausible in that, and that's exactly why I say it's plausible. It's actually a good point that it could be that okay, when you're not the hottest girl, in case in okay, if you look at Shayla right now in the crew, she's never the hottest girl. She's always the girl down the line, and I'll tell you this from a male perspective. I know we can ask the males in the chat. When the girl is normally not the hottest, she generally bargains with something else. That's the experience what men have. The girl that's not the hottest girl generally bargains with something else, which is going to bring up the next point that I'm giving you as to what's going on. So what I started to do was based on what you're mentioning, say, hey, you don't know if this was happening, you don't know if that was happening, and I'm like, well, hey, it also could be this because we're not saying it is it, but it is a plausible argument that also could be an effect as to what's going on with Sheila. Go ahead and respond.
But in the content of it, you said, well, maybe she wasn't as hot, and then you went into that spiral of, and when they're not as hot, they open up their legs. I'm gonna tell
Sometimes.
you, I was a person I can openly speak it, but it didn't come out like it. Sometime it came out as this is kind of what I'm saying. Maybe she wasn't that hot, and if you when we finish the clip,
Mm-hmm.
you go ahead and finish the clip, and then
sometimes girls
then
that
I
are
think
not
it'll make
as
more
hot in
sense.
middle school try to be the
Hold on. So let's work it back from here. So
Start it from the beginning, yeah, and take
hold
it
on.
through, yeah.
Let me go from the beginning and take it from there so you can see it.
But you know what I see though? Every single time, they give this now, it's almost like I feel like I see that little scene where the lady say,
All my life I had to fight.
I feel like I see that just now. Okay, so Aunty ReRe is saying she don't know if Shayla was basically, not as hot in middle school.
Why are you always over here? I mean, don't you have a bag?
So I gave Martin for the comic relief, of course, because Shanine is always funny.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got
Which
that
is
part.
plausible because sometimes girls that are not as hot in middle school
You hear that sometimes? Because sometimes girls that are, you hear that? That are not as hot. Sometimes, not
Mm,
all the time. Sometimes
mm,
girls that are not as hot
try to be the center of
mm.
attention. And so by
tries to be the center of attention. So these girls that are not as hot tries to be the center of attention a lot of times because that's what they
I get
do.
what you're saying, but it was the thing that you started out with Auntie ReRe. The Auntie ReRe in front of it, it
I
read a
see. So
sentence
you
of,
okay? So you're thinking
you know
that
what I'm
I'm saying
saying?
Auntie
Like
Riri is saying that?
Auntie ReRe, yeah, that's how it came
No.
across to
Well,
me.
what
Like
I
Auntie
try
ReRe is,
is saying these things. I see. So that's what you. So in other words, you think each time I say Auntie Riri, it means that Auntie Riri is saying all of this. Okay, I see what you're saying.
by
yeah,
trying to be the
because
center
it
of
started.
attention, they may start to give away other things that the other girls wouldn't give away, which would be the things between them legs. So in other words, they give away the thing between them legs, which ends up making them, I guess, the girl that a lot of guys might flock around for wrong reasons. So these are
All right. So what I was mentioning in this is that it's a plausible point. So the point that you raised that maybe Shayla wasn't as hot in middle school. Let me give you this. The point that you've raised of that opens up many other conversations as to when a girl is not as hot in middle school. And that was kind of what I was saying when I said, based on Aunty ReRe's argument of, hey, maybe she wasn't the most good looking girl. That does open the tree of, oh, okay, so you could see part of it. Could be, because that's why I said we don't know. And I don't know if that's what she's saying, but it could be. You see what I'm coming from? She don't know, because Aunty ReRe not going to ever really and truly know. These are just, characters and skits. We're just trying to kind of
Yeah.
make some amount of
So
sense
like
from
so
it.
like my
Go
main
ahead.
stance on that has always been that I thought that I never thought that. So that theory that never crossed my lips ever on my platform ever.
Mm-hmm.
I've always stated that I think that something happened to her, either SA extreme teasing because she was that way. I don't think she was loose at all. I think something happened. And I even think with the Delicia,
Mm-hmm.
for the people who have been watching the skit from beginning to end, and remember that day when Delicia came, I even think the boyfriend that Shayla took from Delicia or whatever may have done something. And Delicia thinking Shayla took the boyfriend away when really the boyfriend may have done something to Shayla. And then Shayla just went along with it. And like I said, I'm not trying to make anybody feel sorry for her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like you're stating, giving a different perspective, like the what if. Before I became a commentator, I used to always be on Kountry Wayne's main page with the 10 million viewers. And
Mm-hmm.
I would just always put in there, what if. I used to do the little emoji thing with the guy to say, what if.
Mm-hmm.
And I would always see things differently, like, okay, we know we hate her. We know what she did was wrong. But what if it could be this, or what if it could be that? And so
Okay.
that's where I always like to come from that regard. But I've
So
never thought that she was loose.
so I don't think you think that she was loose, but I was responding to your comment that you say, hey, we don't know if she wasn't as hot in high school. So what I was doing was responding to that particular statement. So you're saying, hey, you don't know if this was the case, Oneil. Are you doing if that was it? Or you don't know if this what is it, which we don't know. So what I was saying was, hey, that's actually plausible. We don't know if that it could have been also that. So what I did was expounded on that, because a lot of times you could have in instances where a girl becomes very, very, loose in terms of what she's doing, and because of that, it creates her to go into kind of that dynamic. That's what this explanation
Gotcha.
right here is about. So it gives more
Gotcha.
opening to. That's why I said your take is controversial, because your take opens up a lot of boxes and a lot of doors that could be explored. That's what's going on in the
I
entirety of
get
the
it
video.
now. I get it now,
But
though,
keep
Neil.
going.
I get it now, Neil.
But keep going. I'm a deep thinker, so you're going to learn. You're going to learn about Oneil and think deep. You
Me
might think
too. And see, I'm
think deep.
I'm deep on the other spectrum. I think stuff way outside there.
But no worries. Let me run it some more.
Are plausible arguments by
Okay.
Aunty ReRe. Let's keep watching.
We don't know if she,
She say
if
cute.
she was somebody who was sheltered. So we don't know where this dysfunction
They
comes
were
from.
poor. They were
That's the
poor,
only thing.
Riri.
See where you're mentioning, hey, you don't know where the dysfunctions are come from. Again, so again, see, you're giving even more context into it. We don't know if that was another piece. So that was even something to get into. Was she sheltered? Was she, overly cuddled? Did they overly cuddle? Which is what we always think, like, hey, she always over cuddled, and what we see a lot of times is people cuddling her, and it continues over and over and over again. Go ahead.
So let me ask you a question, O'Neill.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm asking, and this is like your perspective as a man or what have you. What do you think? What would be other reasons, in your opinion, that a mother or your father? I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'm a father.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so what reason would a parent coddle their child? That's the oldest child, because traditionally, and it may be different culturally. Because I know you're Jamaican, correct?
Mm-hmm. I'm Jamaican. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't know if it's different or not, but traditionally, like in the country, in the
Mm-hmm.
South, the oldest get it first. The
Mm-hmm.
oldest get all the smoke. The younger child normally gets coddled, normally gets all the grace from the parent, but the older child is expected and is put on a higher level. In your opinion, as a father, why would, in your opinion, Angelina would coddle her as an older child, let her get away with everything? What are the reasons you think it could be, and why she's so hard on Zachary?
This is a very, very good question. So I can give you my thing. My mother raised both myself and my sister. My sister is older than I am, right? She was cuddle, I wasn't. You see that? She was the older child.
Yeah.
She was cuddled because I always felt like she was unfair in how she worked her thing, and she always would have pick up for my sister all the time. She couldn't wrong. She couldn't be wrong, no matter what it was. She couldn't be wrong. But some of the times it's just a parent might just have like a kid, and they might have a special bonding with that particular kid, so them just cuddle them. So there are moments when let me land it. There are moments when, yes, it could be that something may have happened. That's one. But it also is a moment when you just feel like, hey, that's just the one that them really and truly bond with more than anything else. And that's the one them identify with. Go ahead, you were saying something.
Oh, no. I was
Okay.
listening to you.
Oh,
I
okay.
was thinking on your dynamic. Like it's my dynamic is the same. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
the oldest, but I'm a girl. My brother is younger. He's a boy, but they like boys. They gravitate to their mother. Girls, I was a daddy's girl, so I know I can see that dynamic. But when it's the same, both the
Gender.
girls or whatever, I'm asking like in your opinion, that's a good example. But what do you think in this scenario?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think Angelina in this scenario favors Shayla?
Okay, so there were some people that came up with even more things because there's so many spots you could go from. It could just be one she prefers Shayla. It could be two that uh Zastri is a bastard child. I think we talked about that. Like we say, hey, the possibility of Zastri possibly being a bastard child. That could be another thing as well. Meaning
Hmm.
Zastri is a kid that was gotten outside and Angelina has to, just treat her as a daughter. That could be another thing. So in other words, Shayla is really hers. And because as you can see, Shayla really acts just like Angelina, right? Zashrina really act like Angelina like that. So that's another piece of the puzzle that could be there. And that's why I said that, it could be any of those little pieces. So that could be also another dynamic. It could be the dynamic that you're talking about as well, to where something happened to her and so that goes on. Another thing that happens too in families is sometimes, let's see, one daughter may be perceived as more lucky. If you notice, Shayla seems to bag the men with a little piece of change. Some way, somehow, she bring these guys home and them have some money. And Angelina loves it. And it could be that could be another piece of the puzzle as well too, because hey, she brings that home, and so hey, I guess that's what she's looking for. It could be that, I don't know, when Angelina was sick, Shayla took care of her, and so because of that, Shayla formed this big bond with her. I don't know what the real reason behind it is, but I just know it could be a myriad of different
Hmm.
reasons.
And you know what I was thinking of too, just as you
Mm-hmm.
were talking. Could it be that Zachary, when you say bastard, that triggered me.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be that Angelina was essayed by whomever this mystery dude is in New Orleans,
Mm-hmm.
and Zachary was the product of that? I'm even thinking like, that just hit my mind just like right then. Because like the what if.
There's a lot
That's
of
the
what
reason
ifs.
she does not, and every time she looks at Zachary, she
Mm-hmm.
sees that essay.
As
You know
that.
what I'm saying? So
It
that could be
it could be that.
a possibility.
It could be that.
Mm.
It could be that as well, making sense. It could be that you have that as well in there. I try not to go too deep for the writers, because the writers them going right with a lot of open holes based on a person who used to write. You do this all the time. You're going to leave the story
Hmm.
very open for Jane, Joe, Jill, Jack,
For
whoever is
perception. Yep.
to give up.
Yep.
That's exactly why there is no really one right play. And what you're always looking at is just
Yep.
the story. And when them give it a story, you try to. That's why I generally say to my audience, think of them as topics, right? You're getting really topics in a storyline, right? And if you can use the
Hmm.
topic, then the topics will kind of guide you as to, okay, so they're giving us this, and okay, maybe we can take this from this storyline. You may want to work from it as that. You'll
Yeah.
get more value from the skits. Because if you go down the rabbit hole of, okay, what could have happened to Shayla? Them give you several different. Today they gave us a skit. Let me give you an example. Today them give us a skit
Hmm.
where I don't know how the skit drop in with Daniel and Amber, right? And then them give us another
Hmm.
skit of Daniel and Amber just coming into the restaurant. This what I mean. It's almost like they drop very weird
It was out
skits
of
that,
order.
that don't even connect.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying exactly.
And then it was one that said 12 hours ago this happened, and I was like, wait a minute now, y'all confusing until I
Right. They
actually don't
will
know
do
what
that.
what came first.
They will
Yeah.
do that, right? And so another piece of what they
Yeah.
do too, they listen to your channel, my channel, the Aunty reviews, because they realize now we're commentators, and they've realized that
Hmm.
we are the ones who are loyally interested in this thing. So they say, "Oh, all
Hmm.
right, Aunty ReRe talk about this. This look popping. Let me drop this in the skit, so you'll see it in the skit." I know they do it for us. There's no way them can't tell us that they don't do it for us, because some of the things that they have. Come on, there's no. What are the
Yeah.
odds that they do that?
But
So that's.
I just look at it as O'Neal. I'm like, I just feel like it's so many different possibilities, and
Mm-hmm.
that is what has us addicted.
Mm-hmm.
He has 10 million. This happened, O'Neal, in less than what 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
He went from in his apartment doing this to now a multi-million dollar platform,
Correct.
and it's
Correct.
because they take you from here to here to here. And that's
Mm-hmm.
all I tell people. Like, you're going to get something different from all the different commentators. We're
That's right.
definitely not always going to agree, but
That
we
is
can
right.
all agree that there are different things that can be taken from. Because I'm telling you, when I first heard that, I was mad at you. We was going to be a
I
misunderstanding.
know you're upset. I
I
know.
was,
Hey, I
I
know
was
how it
like,
works.
ooh, wee. I said, ooh, oh Lord, I said some things. I shouldn't. Ooh, Lord, I spoke freely.
We see you gotta,
You know,
you gotta believe.
this my speak freely shot glass. So you
That's
see
your
me on
drink.
here. If I start speaking more freely at the end, I'm sorry.
See, you gotta believe in your boy. Your boy does this because, see, I
Yeah.
started this platform because I felt like these skits were a way of connecting different cultures. Like, and I'm gonna be
Hmm.
talking with some more things as I go along, but like I saw Black American culture, and when I saw those skits, they represented things that happened in Jamaica. And so, when some of the times when you listen to regular Black Americans, you think that all of what's going on here is unique to the US, and I'm like, nah, this same
Hmm.
thing happened. You know what I mean? Like
It's
just the,
everywhere.
just the same way
Yeah.
she should be even now is the same way we know that girl that does whatever, whatever, whatever. Oh, oh, she, yeah, man, we
Yeah.
know her. She's the girl. With, okay, so it connects. And that's exactly why we're so
Yeah.
connected on these stories because of all of that. So when I started the platform, I started the platform to be able to connect those and to give like our view then, like my view from a Jamaican perspective. And I try to invite other people on to give like their like, okay, what is a Trinidadian thing? Does this happen in Trinidad? And I'd ask people a question like that. Okay, in Trinidad, how would we say this? In New Orleans, how would we say
Yeah.
this? In, I don't know, Chicago, how do you say this? Because I realized that there are different things. Another piece I learned since being here is that
Yep.
all black people from the US are in different regions, go about things differently.
Different.
So I
Yeah.
might think you mean this in Louisiana, but you mean something else in Chicago, and then you mean something else in Florida, then you mean something else somewhere else. So I always have to be open for those pieces of the puzzle. So I know your man and
Yep.
upset because I saw it going on. I saw it work with Jamaicans. I saw it go with us. We
You
have to
know,
get it there.
but that's like even when we talk about psychology and stuff, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what the fans have to know. Like, most of our subscribers are across the board the same. We have our top people. The Nanya sis, I think she's the moderator for all of us. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're all so happy for her to finally, for her to go into her own
Mm-hmm.
platform and her own thing. And she still supports us. Like, she's supporting us in the chat now. God is Rico DIY. I see, hey, Ayana enters the chat. Um, Angelina Atkinson, Willie, all of them, Clarence, they're all different and they get those different perspectives. And that's the beauty of
Mm-hmm.
this. And I just always want each one of the viewers to know that even though we crash sometimes, it's not coming from a place of hate. We always gonna debate. Like I said, one of my the person who brought me on, I bring up his name a lot, is Deontay, and we don't
Mm-hmm.
always agree. We don't
Mm-hmm.
agree a lot. Auntie Vaughn, we don't always agree. Me and Nanya sis, we don't always agree. Now you give it to you straight, no filters, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like it makes it fun though to get those different aspects and stuff. But for the viewers, I just always want you guys to know, no matter who's explaining it, or somebody come back and re-explain what me and O'Neil are doing right now,
Mm-hmm.
always know that we're coming from a place of individual thought processes and it's always throw out this hook, O'Neil. It's based
Mm-hmm.
on for me, it's based on my experiences,
Mm-hmm.
how I was raised, and my beliefs. So how I was raised and my beliefs may be different. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how I look at these characters. We
That's
can't
good.
look at Angelina like how we were raised. We can't
Mm-hmm.
look at Shayla how we were raised. We can't look at Amber how we were raised, because each one of those dynamics are going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody may have grew up in an abusive home. Somebody may have grew up in a home that was loving, mother, father. Everything is lily and everything is fine, and they had
Mm-hmm.
money. And then you got somebody else who grew up and they were poor and they had to survive, get it how you live it. And then you have somebody else who parents who may have been addicted to drugs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is based on what we all overall our experiences, and that's what I really want the fans to know. And that's why it's so, when I feel like I'm misinterpreted, I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't say that, I didn't think that, because I want them to always look at us as we are individual thinkers. And that's what makes this Country Wayne platform so beautiful, that we're all able to come together and have totally different views. But it doesn't mean that we love a character.
Mm-hmm.
I do not condone Shayla. And I
Mm-hmm.
hate when we say, hey, she loves Shayla. She loved Angelina. I love the evolving. I love evolution. I love digging deeper, not just
Mm-hmm.
what's on the surface.
All right, so I'm gonna pivot a little bit because the Aunty Reviews is in the house. Big up yourself, the Aunty Reviews. Let me see exactly if I can jump some. I'm gonna try to jump some comments on the screen so we can pretty much jump into some pieces. So
Yes, yes,
we
comments.
say in ours we this is a comment. Shayla has learned over time, hopefully during her adult years, that she can use her womanly characteristics to get what she wants.
I agree.
What do you think on that?
I
That's
agree with
Tierra
that.
saying that. What do y'all think of
I
that,
do agree
chat?
with that.
You agree with that? Expound on that for me. She using her womanly attributes. Do women use their womanly attributes?
And O'Neil, I'm gonna say I like that about your in your platform when you do the
Mm-hmm.
questions. Like
Mm-hmm.
you'll go in and you'll be like, okay, Chad, what do you think about this? And
Mm-hmm.
I know every time I'm on there, I'm yes, no, I'm hitting the button or whatever because I think it's
Mm-hmm.
that's fun too. Just to give a accolades there is when we can actually see the numbers of how many people agree and disagree. I love that.
All right. So tell us about. Do you think that Shayla is overusing her womanly attributes? Let me ask you that.
I think she disturbed O'Neil.
Mm-hmm.
I think this girl is really
Mm-hmm.
disturbed, and I think we're gonna see
More
a
things.
major epic crash.
Mm-hmm.
I think now she got that sauce. Whatever she got, I wish she could bottle it up
What?
and sell it. And you can get it at the liquor. That you could go get some at the liquor store, amen. I wish she could sell it at the gas station, amen. And they just put a bottle on it say that Shayla.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wish I could just get a bottle of that Shayla.
Because that's what
I
Iman
mean,
said.
because it makes them. I mean, yeah, that Shayla. He said that Shayla is something else. That, I'm just gonna start saying it for myself. I'm say shit. I got that Shayla. Shayla. They dropping 50,000, 10,000, 20,000. I mean, these men. That Shayla got something else. That she got going on.
That's right.
I don't
Because
know. He
he
said it's like
didn't.
he said it's like the
He want to give.
waterfall, the
Yeah,
faucet that come
that's
after
right.
it.
That's right. They listen
I
couldn't
said,
get to the
Lord
money.
have mercy.
They said she had the WAP.
I said that. Baby. I'm finna go back in there. I'm finna make a WAP video because baby. The least, I mean, but you know what, O'Neil?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what you think? You a man, and we'll say before you was married. 'Cause I like when people
Go
married, I
ahead.
always
Go
say
ahead.
say
Go ahead.
before you was
No
married.
worries. Go ahead.
So to me, I don't, because Delicia, okay, she got some factors about her. She a boss and
Mm-hmm.
whatever, whatever, whatever. But would sex make you stay? That Shayla, would it make you stay?
Will it
And
make
you
you say
know
that's a
that
good
you don't want her,
question?
you just want that. Or would you
Ooh.
go for the woman who got the bag? I think O'Neal had had some of that Shayla.
Hold on. Will it make you say, hold on, let me answer to the chat. Chat. Will
That
the pum
Shayla.
pum let a man stay? Hold on. All right. Okay. Hold on. Let me ask it out to the
I
chat.
ain't gonna say it'll
So
make him marry you, but it'll make him spin the block a couple of times.
you
I
make him
mean,
okay.
look,
So
I'm,
does the pum pum make a man stay?
let me give me a shot of speak freely. Hold
Get
on,
a
I'll be
shot so
there.
you can speak
I'm
freely.
right
Get
here.
yourself a shot. The
Yeah,
truth of the matter
let me
is
give me a
this,
little
and
speak
let me
freely.
look inside it. Let me look inside of the comments. The comments are saying some percent yes, some percent no. Does it make you stay? It if you can find the gear where it always is the same thing,
Mm,
right?
mm,
If you can find, I'm gonna send the answer reviews. Give me one minute. I'm gonna send you so you can come up on the platform. If you can find where you can be consistent, you can use it to your advantage. I will say that it is a kryptonite of men, and I keep ringing that so that women
mm.
understand, right? That is men's kryptonite. I know I don't. I know one of one ball out on men, but the truth of the matter is sometimes the pum pum is the kryptonite. It is a kryptonite, and men have to learn to get over that because it's not easy to get over it. You know what I mean? It's not one of the easiest things to get over. That makes sense. Go ahead.
It's the same with the women. I'm just go speak. Let me take a shot of speak freely.
Well, I don't
Okay,
bring me out to you.
it's the same for the women. I mean, amen. Because what Delisha is experiencing, amen, is he done.
Mm-hmm.
You said the poom poom. Delisha, you can make her come in here with the anaconda make you stay. Cause I won't say it was no times
So
now,
you said the
but
flip is going
in
on.
Auntie Pam,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you can put that in that could be the next question,
Mm-hmm.
amen. Will the anaconda make you stay? And I bet you the results will be different.
All right, hold on.
Cause it
Hold
has
on.
been times.
Don't move.
It's gonna put that in. Will the
Let me
ana
read some
will,
comments for you. Somebody
mm,
responded. Angela Atkins responded and said, "But Oneil, that is not love." Respond to that.
it ain't
Person.
love. No, it ain't love. It ain't
That's true.
love.
And I
No, it
believe
ain't
what
love.
Angela Atkins is saying, that it's not actually love. The only thing though, Angela Atkins is that it's one of those things. It's a part of your nature. It's like when you get hungry and you have to eat. It's close to that. It's not the same thing, but it's close to that. It really and truly is close to that for a man. Now, a man have to learn to work it. It's almost like he has to learn to get over it, to pass over it. If he can, then he wins. If he can't, then he gets stuck in the cycle of he's in that particular loop on the same cycle all the time.
And let me speak to the lady. The lady, I mean, some of y'all in here, I know we have like older audiences, over 50, whatever. Now,
Mm-hmm.
y'all can't tell me, ladies. Now, I want the ladies to speak freely in the
You
comments.
want him to speak?
Y'all ain't never had no
Hold on.
misunderstanding, no man that you didn't love him. He wasn't paying no bills. He wasn't doing nothing for you. Amen. But he had that hope on you. That come
I'm
on, I
coming
just
in.
need the ladies to
I'm
be
coming in.
honest.
Hold on. I'm coming in with it right now. The questions you're
All y'all,
asking me.
all y'all ain't been married 20 years
That is a
and
good
40
question.
years. Somebody
Can
in
the
you.
can the D
I'm
let
just
you
saying.
stick around? Can the D let you stick around? Ladies, come up right here, sir.
Be
Come
honest,
up.
y'all. Speak freely. Just make sure your husband ain't in the room.
Speak
But
for it.
speak freely.
I think they'll be fine. They
And it
can
might
speak
be your
freely.
husband. It could be your
They
husband.
may
It
speak
could be your
freely.
husband or your
I
wife.
agree only that the sex is a major part. It is a major part. The sex is a part. It's one of those things that people try to
Yeah.
overlook and them try to simplify. It's not simple. When a girl come put it on for you 10 in the night, you understand, and you remember, because men, one of the things about men is this: men are very, what you call now, we're very visual. So if you get it right, whatever it is, we are seeing that tomorrow and next week and the week after that and the week after that. So when you go into a male circle and we start having male conversations, you will hear, hey, so remember the girl from like 2 years ago, and I tell him I couldn't forget, and you're telling the story just like it was happening, just the same way. That is what it does.
Let me tell y'all how. Y'all know how y'all ladies in here tripping. Cause Shayla couldn't cook, y'all.
She
Shayla
could
could not cook worth a
could
lick.
not
She
cook.
couldn't boil water. Last night we seen it. After Mom had put down 2 nights in a row. That steak looked so juicy and good. She had eggs. She had the seasoning working. That's what it'll do to you. That's what it'll do to you.
That's what it'll
Y'all
do to
just
you.
think it's just a mom hook. But Shayla, that done drove that girl crazy. Amen. Y'all seen that clip I put in that one time, and when he was standing in front of the house with them sweats on? Don't y'all act like y'all don't know no better.
Don't
And y'all
act
trying to
like
act like it's just Iman with Shayla.
like
It works both ways.
hold on. Let me
Hmm.
actually let me read some comments so we can get some comments. Infatuated by the hook. Somebody said that Sugar Cookie said infatuated by the hook. Where's Deontay? Where's Deontay? Deontay, I think I'm trying to get you up here. Some men can lay the pipe down very well. Jerina said that. Eggs and good steak.
Hmm.
A man's meal, eh? Egg and steak. That was a DoorDash. So
Hmm.
Fresh Boy said it wasn't a real cook, it was a
Now that
DoorDash.
was that was a cooked steak. That steak. Did y'all see them particles in that steak? I'm gonna do a short on it. It was juicy and thick. I said, when did Shayla learn
It
how to
was a good
cook?
steak. You
Did
don't
it?
think it was rubbery?
No, I'm telling y'all women in here trying to act brand new. Bro, my auntie go call y'all. Cause
Ooh.
I know that I don't like to cook. But I know when it was a situation one time. And
Uh-huh.
I swear I made a 3-course meal with the dessert. And I didn't know how to cook, but some of it get in your spirit, and you just get you get the grandma recipe get in you and everything. I'm telling y'all, it's a powerful thing. I ain't saying it's right. I ain't saying it's right. But that girl know how to cook now.
She knows how to
She
cook.
ain't going nowhere
Well, me like that. You know
overnight.
what?
I mean, not overnight, but
So you believe that if she catches the cooking, basically, it's over for Shayla right now. It's over. If she catches the
I'm
cooking,
telling you, it's
you know
over
what I
with.
mean, then it's
It's
over.
over with.
I think you're right. I think
If this
honestly, I
stuff,
think you're correct.
it's
Hmm.
gonna be a misunderstanding, though, Neil. It's gonna be a misunderstanding.
If that don't happen,
That's all I can say. It's gonna be a
it makes sense.
misunderstanding.
Hey, it makes sense. It makes sense. If it'll be tough, it'll definitely be tough. Let me get the answer. Give me one moment. I'm
Okay,
putting
y'all
something
be
for you.
honest. I see what y'all see. She said
Read, read.
that steak look good, Auntie. That steak look good.
It said the steak look good. The answer you're in.
Somebody somebody
The
said the
answer.
steak was raw. You know that medium rare. That's good too. Where it don't give you
Hold
all
on.
that, but the
Let me
flavor
read.
still there.
It was raw. Shayla is slow. Let me see some of the comments that people are giving. All right, let me see what they're giving. You said the steak raw. So in other words, you think the steak was great. Deontay, good night. Good night, Deontay. Let me let Deontay.
Y'all hear me? Y'all
Yeah,
hear
we
me?
can hear you now. I can hear you now.
What's up,
Oh
y'all?
Lord.
What's up? You on?
What's up?
We
Listen,
decided to do it.
I'm loving this. I'm loving this live between the two of y'all, man. I was loving it. I was listening to it. You know what's so interesting
Mm-hmm.
is that I can't remember which one of y'all said it earlier, but yeah, we all have different approaches to the skits,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's what makes this so beautiful is that people can
Yep.
go to Country Wayne, watch the skits, but then you get these different perspectives, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And sometimes we fall on the same end of the spectrum, and sometimes we don't. But that's the beauty of it because everybody comes from different walks of life, and because there's so many of us, the content creators and the commentators, it's like some people that watch can fall in whatever group or whatever
Mm-hmm.
spectrum you hear. You know what I'm saying? So
That
people
is
can
true.
identify with Oneil, they can identify with ReRe. Some people might
Mm-hmm.
identify with me. But this is beautiful just to see y'all go back and forth. And I don't know who did that flyer with the boxing match,
That's
and it
Aunty
looked
ReRe.
like Shayla's face in the middle of it.
That's Aunty
That was
ReRe.
genius. That was genius. I love that.
But did you
I
say it
Actually,
was
love it.
spelled wrong too? She was up
mm-hmm.
in the trees, so she didn't know how to spell round right.
She. Hold on. Let me
It
read a
say it
comment
say
from
Ren
Ish
Riggy.
Shan Rere. She already said she was gonna do whatever possible to keep him on. So learning to cook after the molded toast debacle is what she's doing. Is she right or is she wrong? Is Shayla gonna do anything to
She
keep
right.
him on? Let me put that in the chat.
But I'm telling y'all, I don't know from a man's perspective, and
Mm-hmm.
y'all may can speak on that. But I'm telling you from a woman's perspective, when it's what can I say, Lord Jesus, put the right words in where I don't
Mm-hmm.
sound too ratchet. Um, it's something about when it's it's good that that I'll call it that iman.
Woo.
When you get that iman, it's like every recipe your grandmama and mama ever gave you just start popping in your head, and you say, "Oh, I remember that," and it just pop in your spirit all at one time because it's so powerful.
It is
Just
powerful.
like
It
with y'all, just
talk,
like with the
talk to me.
men, I'm sure in y'all past,
Ask Deontay.
it make
Ask
y'all do
Deontay.
things.
Deontay, talk to me. Before you get married, Deontay, do you find the sick? Because that's what I've been trying to explain to, other people. And maybe it's not so, but I found that one of the things that men have to conquer is just the ideology of sex. It's one of those things. Speak on that, Deontay.
When I was younger, yes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Trying to conquer and master your urges.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all saw it, but I said it this way on my platform. Men, we categorize women, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what that means is we know who we can take home to mama. We know who we can marry, who's like the around the way girl,
Mm-hmm.
and we know the one that she just throw it down in the bedroom. And one of the things I've said about Iman, he's in the space in his life right now where he's categorized these two women.
Mm-hmm.
He knows who Shayla is. I mean, I guess at this point we can just go because he already done coined it. Shayla got that yes ma'am. Okay, Shayla got
That yes,
she
ma'am.
she she got the laffy taffy. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, she got the TGI Fridays bread pudding with the vanilla ice cream like
Hold on,
that.
hold on. What is a Laffy
Amen.
Taffy? I keep hearing that little thing. Laffy Taffy, eh?
Oh,
What is
it's
Laffy
candy.
Taffy?
It's a chewy candy. It's chewy. It's good.
Get that
I'm just gonna
Laffy
say that it's
Taffy.
good.
Stop.
So I say that to say Iman has if we really step back and look at the skits last night, right? She wore him out.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yo, you got this yes man. And how is Shayla has perfected that because she ain't got no job. She don't do
No
nothing.
job. None.
That's
Yeah.
her way of
It,
survival. That is
Mm-hmm.
her way of
and y'all,
survival.
yes,
Is to
ma'am.
throw it down.
Yes, ma'am is old school
Yeah,
term.
yes, ma'am.
I remember hearing about
That
yes,
is
ma'am
that
when
is
I was
the
a little girl.
word. That is the word of
That's serious right
2026. The
there.
yes man.
The yes, ma'am.
The
Shall be
yes man.
That
yes,
yes,
And
ma'am.
so
ma'am. But yes, ma'am came out years
yeah,
ago.
did it.
Yes, ma'am.
That
So
was
it's a
new.
long
When
Yeah,
he
time
yes,
said
coming.
it
ma'am.
today,
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
like,
When I was a young
I was
girl,
like,
my aunties and grandmama and them used to say, all you girl, all you got to put that yes, ma'am on them. So mom was raised by some old school folks. Somebody, one of them unks done told them about that yes, ma'am.
The yes.
That's why it's so many That's why it's so many cougars in the world now. Now I'm a retired cougar, amen. But
Wait.
that's why it's so many cougars in the world now. Because look. Look, the 40 and above, we are the creators of the yes ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You gotta
Mm-hmm.
retire. What age can you
I'm
retire?
just
What
saying.
age do you retire? You know, cougar ship. What age do you retire
Mm.
to cougar
Really,
ship, basically?
really, cougars never come out of, never fully retire. 'Cause we
They
can
don't
come until
retire.
we married. We can come out of retirement at any time. Any time. I'm just saying.
So marriage is the retirement for a cougar. Is that is
Marriage.
Yeah,
They gotta get married.
retirement. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Miss
You can't be
V
no
said,
whoever you with.
yeah, that's what it is. Miss V says, Deli says, gotta step it up. Shayla's got the snapper, and some always spitting affirmations, and now she's cooking. The question is, can Delicia win this back?
No, he
can
playing
she
both
win?
of them.
Playing both of them. Can she
He
win it
playing
back? The
both of
answer
them.
reviews. I'm watching some of the comments. Delicia need to get some yes, ma'am. That's what Angela Atkins said. Let me read some of y'all's comments. He said he's just
I
stuck on
think
that
it,
yes, ma'am, but Delicia was the one. Mm-hmm.
I think if she realizes what exactly it is,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's realized or even asked the question, what is it about Shayla that's keeping him in place with her? Like, keeping him
Mm-hmm.
from. So I think once she probably figures it out, then she gonna probably figure out what she need to do to step her game up. Because right now she don't know, and
But
she's
can you
not even
step your
asking the
game up?
question.
Can you step your game up, or do you have what you have? Because we know, okay, with a man, you have what you have. If you got
That's a good
four,
question.
that's what you got. You don't have nothing else. The sword you have is the sword. You
I
cannot you
mean,
do nothing else. You're not going any deeper. You're not going any
No.
wider. You're not going in any. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh.
I mean, if
If
you
we
get
finna
what you
speak
got,
freely, what time is it? We finna speak
okay.
freely.
Auntie ReRe goes. She probably go give up because she a woman. So I mean, if we talk about women,
Yes, I'm talking about women. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Can we speak? Do I have
go ahead,
permission to
ReRe.
speak
Mm-hmm.
freely?
You have permission to speak freely.
So, okay, so let me give some content behind this before anybody take this out of content.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 2017, I became a true romance consultant for Pure Romance.
Okay.
Certification, certified through a school,
Mm-hmm.
through Indiana State,
Mm-hmm.
certified. Women, listen to me closely. Men, listen to me closely. Size does not matter. And I'm going to say that
Ooh.
it's a lot of people that over expand that.
Hold on, man.
What
Auntie
is the
Riri,
big?
what?
I think I've
Hold
said it.
on.
I
What?
think I've said it before.
No,
I
Auntie,
think I've said it before. So we finna get grown. We finna get grown.
hold on. Let me,
Do I have permission to speak freely?
you're going to speak freely, my
Go
dear.
ahead.
Go and speak freely.
This ain't my platform. I'm
Okay.
just listening.
So this
Speak up, the Auntie reviews.
this is
Don't you do
grown
the
folk
quick
conversation.
quiet.
We
Mm-hmm.
fin we having grown folks conversation. You can have an anaconda like him or whatever straight.
Mm-hmm.
The female orgasm. Do y'all know how deep you have to go to hit the female orgasm?
How
I'm
deep we
asking the
have to go?
guys this. Do y'all know?
Oh,
Yes,
good
to hit
question.
the
Hold on.
female orgasm.
Hold on. Let me ask a question in the chat. Let me ask a question in the chat, Auntie Riri. Hold on. How deep does a man have to dig to get the water to run? I gotta get it so YouTube don't take it out. Let me get that.
Now I'm asking y'all. Do y'all know?
Hold on. I want to put it in the
I'm
chat as well.
assuming it's
We're
not.
gonna not
So
yet,
if
Deontay.
you're
Don't guess
saying,
yet. Deontay, don't
oh,
guess yet.
oh,
Let the chat more on the chat
oh,
respond as well too, because we're all in this. Let me get the men at the chat as well to respond. How deep do we go, men? Then we gonna respond. Because I want to see exactly people. Come guys, how deep do we go? Hold on, Auntie Riri. Let me get people doing what they need to do in here. Come on, folks. Come on. How deep? Come on, friends. Come on. Cassim, give me a number. 4, okay. Amber is working with a size 4, okay. Somebody said 4 is fine. Amber, work with that. All you need to hit is 4. Fresh boy says 4. You just need 4. Hold on. No, don't respond yet. Don't respond yet. Let me. G spot about 3. Ayana says about 3. We're guessing this off because we're gonna check what's going on. Andrew, hold on to the number. Let's get the chat in this. After that, it is after
We
dark.
getting close.
This
We
is
getting
Oneil after
close. We
dark. So
getting close.
if you can't manage a convo, guys,
Yeah.
don't worry. But y'all know this was gonna happen. Y'all up here, you don't know. Hey, the answer reviews, it gonna happen. It gonna happen. Come on, hold on. Let's see if anybody give me anything else. Anything else? 7. So you need 7. In other words, you need. So somebody said Somebody said four, which is this. Oh, hold on, four. Somebody just said we need to go down to seven. There we go. Okay. Anybody else have anything else?
And I want to just, I do want to just one thing. Somebody put in there, come on, the pastor on there. You guys, we had more consultants who were our number one customers, and I'm gonna speak outside of it. And I want to speak on the business
Yes, yes,
internally,
outside. Yes.
but it's like there are more people who
Mm-hmm.
are preachers' wives
Mm-hmm.
and nurses, teachers. Were the main three customers in that
Mm.
realm. And you guys, sex is not dirty. It's a part of life. A lot of people are getting divorced because their spouses are cheating with other people instead of learning their spouse's bodies and their love language and things like that.
Stop right
So
there, sir.
we joke when we joking and stuff right now, but it has Deontay is a preacher. Sex is a part of love. It's a part of marriage. It's a part of the union. We just use it misappropriated. And there are a lot of people who are married who still don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I may not be an
Mm-hmm.
anaconda, but I can still satisfy my wife. You know what I'm
Hold on, Auntie
saying?
ReRe. I
So
love what you're saying because I
just to go
wanted
there.
you to say that because a lot of times people don't get that. And I've been saying that a lot of times. And I say it on the channel here. I say women sometimes believe them don't need to do anything else apart from just looking pretty. You also have a duty to ensure you do, because just like how you demand of a man him to have the resources and the finance to make sure I'm taking care of things, is the same way him going to have a demand and you nonetheless. But I don't want to detract from your size because I want to make sure so you give me whatever it is. I wanted the headshot in there. Auntie ReRe, me go and guess. I said five. I said five. Deontay, what do you have?
I'm gonna just throw a number out there. Four.
Four. Everybody, people saying four and five. Talk to me, Auntie ReRe. What we got?
So the woman's vagina, and I'm not a doctor, anything like that. Everybody is different, but the average. So I'm speaking in averages.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take these these two right here, these two fingers right here,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably about 2 inches. And you do like this. I'm trying to get in the screen. And you do like this.
Mm-hmm.
You would hit a woman's G spot
Two.
because it's a curve. That's why you hear women talk about a curve. So if you have like that curve, 2 inches really is all you need if you got that curve.
Dos.
You can be straight 12. You can be straight 12 and then bypass it. You can bypass the G spot. The G spot is right here. And if you put those two right there, you'll feel something that feels like a walnut.
Some need
And
to
that
cut off some.
walnut right there, that's the G spot.
Some need to cut off some, Auntie ReRe. That's what I said. Hold on. Let me see what going on right here. So let me see. Deontay.
And that's why I say that what we do, we have our children and even older people, they're looking at TV, they're looking at the videos with the vixens. They saying, "Oh, I need 12 and I need this and that." And then you have a song. I never forget the song by Rihanna sticks out in my head where she said, "I never had to put lip gloss on it," meaning that she never had to use any type of lubricant or whatever. There are medications, so it's not just a woman thing. A lot of women will say like, "Oh, I want to be with a man with high blood pressure because that impacts his ability to perform." Well, there are medications that a female can be on that take away her sex drive, that can dry her out. And so we need to be in a society where, like, when Amon says, "Oh, it's the waterfalls, it's this and that," there are things that you can use to get there if you're a woman. Sometimes if a woman is not turned on by you, it's like it's not going to do that. And it could be that Delicia's steady thinking about you being with Shayla, so no, her waterfall is not going to flow because she's not there. The biggest organ in the body, the sex organ in the body, is the brain. If it doesn't start up here, nothing else will follow. That's why Anthony still fantasizes about Shayla. I've said this on my platform. A lot of people say, "Oh, he's still in love with her. He's in love with her." He's in love with what she did. He's in love with the fantasy she gave. And when he asks Amber to do these different things, it's because he wants to fantasize, in my opinion, about his wife.
All right.
And I think if they got that part together, but a lot of us, we think of it as something dirty. Him asking her to dress up in a maid outfit, oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
submissive, oh, it makes her feel bad. But he's just looking for that fantasy. And why not with your own wife instead of a stranger, somebody else? And that's what takes it away. And I think that's why ultimately, like Candace and
And
Chase,
Chase.
they're very adventurous. They're very outgoing. They do a lot of different stuff. They've been probably everywhere on the
Mm-hmm.
skits. But that's how it should be. And we make it be a dirty thing when in the right spot, in the right life, with the right, with your spouse, it can be a beautiful thing, and it should be a beautiful thing. But we get so wrapped up in what society tells us is right and wrong in the old school way of thinking. It's not about that. It's not about, oh, I'm Mandingo. It's not about that. It's up here. Shayla with Amon is both. It's, yes, he may be well endowed. He may have a, curves.
Ah,
I don't know. He may be,
oh, you have to be
and
able to do the business. But yes, go ahead,
I'm
go ahead.
just saying. So it could be that, but mentally, she's looking at it. This is my forever. He got the money. He got the looks. He got the yes sir. He got all those things, and so all of that combined has convoluted her brain and took her away. With Anthony, we can say safely, y'all, we don't think Anthony is working with him. Anthony is not a lover, because that's why Amber was with Wayne, because that's why she was turned on by Wayne. He was fun, he was adventurous, he bought it all, but it was mental. He made her laugh. Anthony doesn't
Hmm,
do that.
that
That's
makes
why the
sense.
connection wasn't as strong.
I've,
Wasn't as
I've,
strong.
So that's just my
Hold,
two
hold on,
cents
I've
on it.
always
hold on,
thought,
Deontay. Don't move us yet. Let me add this to it, and then you'll go Deontay. So Nanya added something. I think women are different. I don't know that it necessarily has to be that deep. So she's adding to what you're saying. It's how you work the valleys and the peaks. So that's basically what's going on. That's what you just
That's
so it's how
it.
you work the
That's it,
peaks and the
Nanya.
valleys. She's just, so Nanya is saying, hey, it's how you work the peaks and the valleys. Go ahead,
Hmm.
Deontay. Go ahead. Deontay, go ahead.
am I the only one that in some ways thought Amber and Anthony's chemistry was a little off? Like it,
Hmm.
I don't know. Their chemistry is. I mean, to what you're saying, Riri, right? I've always wondered. I'm like, I don't know if they have that much chemistry. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I feel like but yeah, but to what you're saying though, he has this fantasy about Shayla. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Shayla has perfected that stuff in the bedroom, and but I
I
think
can
the
even go deeper
problem
with
comes in.
y'all. Mhm.
No, I was
I'm
saying, but the
quiet. No,
problem
you
though,
go.
it's fine to want to experiment with your wife and your spouse and do those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I think the problem comes in when you're doing it with your wife while you're thinking about Shayla. You know, if for
Hmm.
me that's just kind of where the problem comes in at. I mean, it's fine if you want to do those things, but is he thinking about Shayla when he's doing that with Amber? Does he
let
see
me
Shayla?
let me add to you. Let me add to your Deontay reviews because I like what you're saying. That's why I said in one of the videos, I said Amber will now need to give Anthony an experience that is her experience versus the Shayla
Mm-hmm.
experience. Because I like what you're saying. Because I did say that in one of the videos. I said that sure, Shayla is whatever. She has to figure out. Maybe it come back to the Pecan Valley that Nanya is talking about.
Yeah.
Um, she has to get him to that particular place where he now has that visual, and that's why I said that men are visual, because if you can give them an image, men work off of image. It's the image them remember. It's
Hmm.
it's the thing them remember the last time. If you notice, it's images that you're seeing in his mind. You're seeing the image of Shayla dress up, the image of her, whatever it is. That's how the man mind works, right? So
Come
that's
on,
why
O'Neal.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
of course. So that's why it works
So
like that. Ayana, hold on, don't move. Ayana said as well. Ayana said, and I want to add this for Ayana, or I might, what, Deontay, piggyback first, and then I want to ask Riri something from Ayana. Go ahead.
hey, what was I getting ready to say? Oh, so he has to. So to what you're saying, piggyback off of that, he has to, you know, Amber has to do something different. So Shayla is the maid. Maybe
Yep.
maybe Amber can be like the like
Yes.
the waitress at
The
at the
nurse, the
restaurant.
whatever it is, she has to do
To know
something
something.
special
You know what I'm saying?
that catches him.
But the thing is,
That's it. That's it.
they have to be able to experience something amongst themselves that's just them. Like
Correct.
when he sees her, Shayla's not in, like, because Shayla's involved in their intimacy and she ain't even thinking about Anthony.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
every time you turn around, it's this maid.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because that's what Shayla did. But what is it that Amber does? So Amber got to find something,
Right. You gotta write over that screen. I think of it like your mind as a
Yeah,
film, right? And he has this
yeah.
film playing over and
Mhm.
over and over and over and over again. Amber needs to rewrite over that tape. She's got to write over that tape. That's what I'm saying with it. Go
She
ahead.
she could rock his world. Shut down Krishana's one day. Have him meet her there. It's a stage there.
Uh
Oh,
huh.
put the curtain down. Come there, and she could come there and say, sit down, sir. We're about to have dessert. Because I think that Anthony, at his core, I think he's a submissive. I really do. Because a lot of times what happens, and this is just based on different clients from the past or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, not, ooh, I said that wrong, not clients like that. I'm talking about my customers from the business.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, I mean, it didn't sound right. Okay. It's like, look, I done came on your show for clarity and I'm misunderstanding. But,
You'll be all right. Clear it up. That's fine.
so, yeah, I had to, wait a minute, let me clear myself. I'm messing myself up on this show. But she could take like a dominant role. Like, do y'all remember the episode where she came to bed in the scarf and pajamas?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, what is this you got on here? And she thought it was cute. But she didn't dress like that for Mike when she was trying to seduce Mike.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say he don't do it for her. She was dressed so seductive. She had the wine glass. She was up a notch. When she tried to when Mike sung to her, seem like you're ready, and
Mm-hmm.
then told her he was gonna be with Ro. Then the same thing when Wayne came over just to spend the night.
Mm-hmm.
She was dressed seductively. But she doesn't dress that way with Anthony. Just peep it when that the way she go to bed.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I wanna tie in a question. Ayana says menopause will have you dry like a desert. I don't know this. Talk on this. I'm Riri.
Well, I can't talk. I can't. I don't.
Have you had anybody that asks for
I ain't had that
suggestion
problem.
when
No, I
when
ain't
they're
had that
going
problem.
through menopause?
Uh, no,
Let me
I ain't
let me
had that problem.
let me,
I
let me
come
ask that
from
in the chat.
my grandmama now. My grandmama had 18 kids. Her last one was like at 50. We got her, but that happens. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I can speak freely about it because I like to talk to women about it. So sometimes, like a lot of women have had hysterectomies,
Mm-hmm.
and when you have a hysterectomy, sometimes they say that men will look at the woman differently, like you done
Mm-hmm.
got rid of your female organs or something. It's really ignorant thinking. But there are different forms of it. So some women do experience that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what, like I said, lubrications and things like that are for. There are supplements you can take to overtake that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? To
Mm-hmm.
help, with that. So that's why I said people can't be afraid to explore different things. Don't take menopause as a verdict. Don't take having a hysterectomy as a verdict. Because I ain't gonna speak too freely. But the
It gets
hysterectomy
weird. It gets weird.
it increased
Goddess,
things.
goddess
Yeah.
says, goddess says, Anton and Amber act like roommates. Is that true?
Yeah, they don't have chemistry. They don't have chemistry. If you look at the skits when she was cheating with Wayne,
Mm-hmm.
when Anthony was I call him the cookie monster. He was the cookie monster. He always resorted straight to that.
Oh
And I'm finna
Oh
yeah.
go
God.
even
Oh
deeper with y'all right quick.
Jesus.
He didn't ever come with I'm finna come lay this, Mandingo. He always came with Cookie
A
Monster.
plate and a fork. He
Sometimes
coming with him
people,
fork and him.
yeah. So, yeah. So sometimes, and I'm just saying sometimes when men do that, it's because of that. Let me dig deeper into the Shayla situation. It's been eluded that she leads, what you say, she leads from the back. It's been eluded.
She definitely leads from the back. She
So,
definitely leads from the back.
but, some
Oh
people,
wow.
if they are not, and I'm finna get real deep with this, y'all, for real, like no joking.
Go ahead. Go
Like
ahead.
some men prefer that way. Like there are different shape sizes of all, and we having mature talk here, y'all. This is not. You please don't get in onto DM because it ain't that type of party. I will cuss you out and block you and report you to the police. But anyway,
Hold on.
so
Let me
we
let me
having
let me
grown up
just tell
talk
him
here.
that. Please do not get in Auntie ReRe's DMs. Please don't bother with it. This is just us
'Cause,
having
no, I will cuss
discussions.
you out.
Don't do
Yeah,
it, please. I'm
yeah.
asking y'all, please, for this. Yes, go ahead, Auntie ReRe.
I'm talking from a professional standpoint, but we having fun too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that she may lead that way because a man, regardless of what, so we have different G spots, but the main G spot is a vaginal G spot and an anal G spot. You got
Mm-hmm.
two of them. Those are your two main G spots. So some men, if they may not be well, let's say endowed or what have you,
Mm-hmm.
they may feel more comfortable with the other way. And so she may lead with that because she's aware of that or she knows that or she's experienced that. Another thing that, again, not making an excuse for it, some people who have been victims to different things, resort to different ways of having sex. And some of them do it from a place of because it was done to them, they're used to it and accustomed to it, or because that happened to them, you know, they may not want to do it the traditional way. So it's like a lot of different caveats that can go into a lot of this. That's why I say you just can't call somebody a 304 or say that they're a loose woman or something. A lot of times there's reasoning behind it
That
all.
makes
The
sense. That
reason
makes sense.
people act the way they act and do the things they do. Because I believe, Shayla, we're going to find out. I think it has something to do with, again, that's just my mind. The writers might go totally somewhere else with it, but that's just what I think. That something has happened traumatic because women don't traditionally lead with that because they've been taught that that is very painful. That's this, that, and the third. But she leads with that. So that shows you that something is different with her psyche. And it could be just that, again, on the flip side of it, it could just be her thing. That could be where the G spot that she prefers. So it's all about educating yourself. And that's what I think that when we look at the skits and stuff, not always to look at it as with one way or tunnel vision, but look at it from a wide perspective. There could be a lot of things going on. They can really take these skits wherever they want to take it, and it would make sense to me.
I like where you went with that. So somebody says, Fresh Boy says Amber wants to be dominated. I'm gonna let you talk to this, Deontay. I'm gonna let you
Yes.
get into this, right? And then go ahead and get into it again, Aunty ReRe, because you definitely have some nice takes on this that we're having here. And this is kind of why I was saying, and I have the little thing on because apparently them saying Anthony don't really have the size. So since as him don't have the size, I guess it need a dribbler. I need to get a knife and a fork pretty soon because that's what Anthony need to get. I'm trying to be serious on the platform. I'm trying. I'm trying to hold it together, friends. I'm trying to hold it together. So
Oh
just go.
Lord.
so, so I do believe this. I do believe this because I feel like that's why she loves Wayne because Wayne is more of a
I was getting ready to
dominator,
say
He was
that.
adventurous. He was
right?
spontaneous.
And I feel like
Yeah.
Anthony is the opposite. Anthony wants to be dominated. Now the thing is, then what is Shayla? Because Shayla was able to work her thing with Anthony and felt like she was in love. But now she meet Iman and I think she liked that as well. Where does Shayla lie? So go ahead and speak to that start the anti reviews, then you get into it, Aunty ReRe. Go ahead.
So I think I agree wholeheartedly because I was getting ready to say that's why she loved Wayne so much
Mm-hmm.
because Wayne is an alpha male. Wayne stands on whatever it is he believes, right or wrong or indifferent, right? He don't mince his words. He's straightforward. He's a whole
Mm-hmm.
man. You know what I'm saying? That runs his own business, everything around him, his whole ecosystem, right? Like he's manly. He's alpha male.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony, he may have a lot of
Mhm.
money, but he doesn't have that bravado,
We
that alpha male.
Keep
And I
soft.
think I caught a little bit earlier when y'all were talking earlier
Mm-hmm.
about Anthony loves to flight. That's
Mm-hmm.
not an alpha male kind of a mentality.
That's
You know
correct.
what I'm saying? Like think about the whole thing when he stood up at Rose's wedding. What did he do?
Mm-hmm.
Flight. Went to Rose's house.
There you go.
Amber had to go and be dominant and get him out the house.
Mm-hmm. That's
You know what I'm
correct.
saying? When
Mhm.
you think about when he was with Shayla, right? She was throwing coconut water bottles at him,
What did he
threatening to
do?
spit on him, real dominant. And so, yeah, and so he
Come on.
he he likes that. He likes that to be submissive in a way. And Amber, she's the opposite. She likes to have a man dominate her and to be around alpha male energy. You know what I'm saying? And this goes back to
Mhm.
why the question: why are they even still together in the first place? For reasons outside of love, for reasons outside of no, you like the lifestyle. Amber has her own money, yes,
Mm-hmm.
but Anthony was always richer than her. He can provide a lifestyle, status, image, all of the kind of things. He don't want to lose his assets. So they still together for reasons outside of love that just don't make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but to answer the
Mhm.
question to circle back around, he likes to be dominated. That's it. He,
Before you go on to read,
Yep.
I want to highlight Charlene's comments. Charlene says you have to ask your mate what turns them on. That is correct. I do agree with that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Run into it, Aunty ReRe. Go ahead.
yeah.
Like I said, I was 40 when I joined Pure Romance, and it was the lady who was doing it got me into the biz. Her name was Angelina Robinson. She still has a platform, an amazing platform. Um, and one
Angelina,
day,
what?
hopefully, I can bring her on the show.
Bring her on the show, man.
Angelina Robbins. She's yeah, she's in that field, whatever. She's in the DM. She's from the DMV too. Deontay. But she, in those meetings,
Really?
she would educate us and she would say, what do you like? And you got a room full of women, 40 and up in some cases, some women in their 60s. And it's like nobody ever taught women what they like. It was always you were in the role of serving your man or serving your husband. And that's why a lot of women are unsatisfied. I've had women who've come to me and like, oh, my husband, he's, oh, baby, he blessed. He well and that, he this and that. She said, but I have never had an orgasm in my life.
Hmm.
And it's like that happens a lot.
Well,
And people don't talk about it. They just keep hopping from mate to mate to mate to mate and not having a discussion with their actual partner and the person that they have committed themselves to on what do you like, what you don't like. And until we get to that point, people are going to constantly cheat on each other and end up with a Shayla, end up with whatever else. I still haven't really heard Anthony and Amber really have that conversation. A woman like Amber, and I've been there before, and I know a lot of women like this. A woman who gets out, she the boss. She go to work every day. She got the kids together. She doing her thing. She don't want to come home and be in control. That's why you see on a lot of these skits, and Iman does it too, where you see the dude like gently do the choke. It's like a dominant gesture.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of women do like that because they get tired of being the boss all the time. I don't want to be this Valentine's Day. Don't wait for your woman to do something romantic. Do something outside of the box. Find out what her love language is. That five love languages is real, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are not turned on by money. Some people are turned on by your time. Money don't turn me on. It's your thought process. Do you know what my favorite candy is? Do you know what my favorite color is? Do you speak words of affirmation in my life? Do you make me feel like I'm special? That's my love language. I could care less about your money. If you want to give it to me, that's fine. But that doesn't ring, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't ring my bell.
Mm-hmm.
Fill my gas tank up. Do something outside of the box. It's not always about even money. Find out what that thing is. With Amber, she not really just concerned with Anthony's money. She wants to feel like a wife. She wants to feel like my husband got me. He let that dude Darren talk crazy that night. He never steps in. Wayne wouldn't have let his wife be talked to like that. Whether he was, or even his girl. He not gonna let nobody talk crazy to Honey Pot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's the thing that turns a woman on, not necessarily what he. And Anthony just weak. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to put it. His
He's weak,
character
man.
is weak. Why? We can even go deeper to
Mm-hmm.
Brody and Diesel compared to two.
Mm-hmm.
Brody let a lot of stuff slide. Brody let stuff go. Brody let Angelina wear the pants in the relationship. And he let her wear the pants because now we know he done cheated a lot. So sometimes when a man has cheated and done these other things, they'll let everything slide. Where Diesel came in, all four of them,
Mm-hmm.
all four of Diesels came in. And he came in, he made a peanut butter sandwich. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He spoke to her inner little girl. He spoke to things of her that Brody couldn't reach with his $5 million wedding ring. That's the
Mm-hmm.
difference between an alpha male and he still stopped in the kitchen. Say, bro, you ain't finna talk to my woman like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Came
that
right back.
energy, that
Yeah.
yeah, like that. I'm that one, not the two. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's the difference between how Angelina has been dominant throughout the relationship with him, but with when she was fussing that day when they left from Coca, what did Diesel do? He got even though he's an alpha, he got down on his knees and took her shoes off. She shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the type of things that make a woman feel an alpha male. That is not Anthony.
Let me ask you
It's not
this. Let me
Anthony.
ask you this, Aunty ReRe. I'm gonna jump on that because I feel like you have something very good, and I want to have you expound on it. A lot of times we talk about the Pookie and the Rere's, right? We call him Joe Grind in Jamaica. Same character. So that's what we call him, Joe Grind. Joe Grind going come for your girl. So the idea is, when I hear the Diesel story, is it that we're saying that I'm just kind of getting an idea. Is it that women like these type of men because they exhibit an alpha kind of thing? In other words, the Joe Grind gives the alpha thing. The Joe Grind or the Pookie and Ray, in other words, they exhibit so much alphaness that is what is attracting so many women to them, where you end up having women having
Yeah,
these kids with them.
They feel safe.
yeah, because yeah, they feel safe and like before the sex even came with her and Diesel, before he even approached that with her, What did he do? He said, "I don't want no extra money. You only give me the work that I do, what it's worth." And then she tried to give him extra. She tried to, no, I don't want you to give me nothing. That's big dog energy. Like for real. Even though he had nothing and he didn't have anything, but what he did have was that male dominant alpha energy. And that supersedes everything else. Whereas Brody is a yes man. Brody is a, okay, baby, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All the time. So he came with that without having money. And that's why I say it's about your presence. And it's not about saying I'm the big dog. It's about displaying through your actions that you're the big dog.
Let me ask you this again. The answer reviews. I'm gonna shoot to you first, and then yeah, of course, Aunty ReRe can take
Yeah,
it.
trust me.
Donna says sometimes, a lot of times, women fake it. Do women fake it a lot of times?
Oh yeah. Amen.
Come back,
Listen,
Aunty
I've never heard of no stories of men.
Look, let me take some.
I'm,
Let me get a shot of speak
I'm sure.
freely.
I'm sure it's possible. I don't know no stories. I don't know no stories of, but I'm sure they exist.
Fake up to
Because,
make up.
well, because look, could we say Iman faked it the other day? Remember when she was like, I was throwing it down, and you was like, you was 40 years old, like I didn't even know you was there yet. So did he fake it? I don't know. I mean, maybe if you're not that interested, but I don't know nobody in real life though that.
And Donna is saying
You talking
women
about a
fake it.
woman or a man?
Well, I'm
I think it's
asking
about a
women.
man.
Well, I'm asking about
Oh,
a
women.
Oh,
woman, but none is wrong with that. With answering for a male, because I think has men
Okay.
faked it before. Men will fake it, but very few times. I think men fake it very few times.
Yeah.
Have I ever faked it before? Well, that is to be put. I don't know. Well, maybe one or twice, because you don't really like the girl and you don't think she's going on with anything at all. So you kind of shift off for that basically. So that's what's going on. But
the
I'm asking
best,
about
the
the
best
woman.
line ever in Skid Atlanta that was fun to me is when Natasha told Charles that she told Charles that she caught a Charlie horse. Oh my God! Because every woman laughed hard on that because we all been there. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't mean to mess with y'all egos,
What do you mean?
but it.
Expound Auntie ReRe. I mean, I catch a Charlie horse. What happened?
No, remember when Natasha and Charles, he said, "Baby, you didn't like it." She told me, he said, "But you was shaking," and she said, I had caught a Charlie horse." Man, that was so funny to me. And all the women in the comments, they flooded it because it was so funny, but it's so real. Amen.
So women
Because I mean,
do
women.
women
I'm
fake it
just
most of the
saying.
times? Do women fake it most of the time? That's what I've asked in the chat. 85% of the chat says. Do women
Oh
fake
no,
it
not
most of the
most
time?
of it.
Check
Well,
this out. Listen to the chat. The chat, I did a poll. 52 people have answered so far. 85% have said yes. Talk to me, Auntie ReRe. You are the only woman on the panel. Defend the numbers that are in the chat. Well, try. Just try. Hey,
well, if I
you can't defend every woman.
let me take some more. Let me take speak more freely. Hold on. So I'm sorry, y'all. Cause sometimes, and this is what I've told. Now, this is the best advice. This is
Mm-hmm.
what I used to give to all couples, especially married couples.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of men would say, "My wife, we don't do it like we used to do before we got married and things like that." I said, "Get your wife out the house." And y'all probably heard me say it on my platform before. I said, "Get out the house." Nobody wants to be thinking about, oh, I got some clothes in the wash. I got to put these dishes up. Oh, I want to get off that get off your cell phone, and then you just up there just, okay. Oh, okay, all right, okay, baby, I'm through. You're not gonna get a true reaction if she got all that stuff on her mind. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So take her outside of the house. Take her to the night. Don't take her to. And sometimes it might just take a motel seat. Make her feel like the way you felt before you got married, before you
That
got
makes
deep
sense.
into that relationship and things like that. Take her away from that. And the same thing with the men. Some men can't perform. Yeah, y'all can automatically get there and do that, but are you into it? Are you really getting satisfied from that? A woman can, yeah, shake or whatever, but an orgasm is different from just having a moment, or you might get there, But orgasm is totally different. That's something where you go get to speaking differently, and your face go get to twitch. You know the difference. And most people and most women haven't experienced that. I'm be honest with you. And most men, y'all think y'all doing something. Y'all really ain't. The real true thing is ugly. It's not cute. Amen. It's not cute. That's when you know when she get to looking like the exorcist or something. She and then then it's 15 minutes later and her legs still shaking. That's when you know. That's when you know that you really
Charmin,
did something.
Charmin
If she
says
just instantly right, if she jump up and she go wash the clothes,
that's.
she probably faked it. I'm just gonna be
Hold on.
honest.
Charmin says if the
She probably
woman is a pro
faked
at faking it, the man will not know if she's faking. So you're saying, as of now, because the men them
it.
in my channel need to know this. Men, if the lady gets up and go wash clothes or dishes or just jump up and go do whatever it
You
is,
didn't do it.
you probably have not performed. Maybe you need to have the dead raised.
No, she faked it.
Lazarus maybe
Yeah.
need to come forth or
Passed
something to that
out.
effect. You need.
Passed out. Yeah. Passed out.
Ah, someone said foaming at the mouth. Let me read another comment from in
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Come on,
Amen,
come
Auntie
on, come on,
ReRe.
y'all. Women,
The women are
women,
coming
y'all
in.
help them out. Y'all help out the men in the chat, or people might come in. What is a
Ladies,
real
help us out.
response after you truly, truly,
Let me write that in. Let me write that in. What is a
truly?
real
What's the real
Response is
response?
like we
response
Just gonna
after
be
you
real, y'all.
truly
Y'all gonna help. Come on, this Valentine month. We
help
going into
us?
February 1st. So if y'all want to get ran through that, put the honest question
Help
down. Look,
us.
I'm knocking
Help
stuff over,
us,
just
ladies.
reminiscing.
Put your comments up. Help us. For $1 a day, you can help a man save his relationship. Ladies, please, please, ladies, step right up, ladies, please. Ladies and gentlemen,
sound effects.
if they go to sleep, someone says if they go to sleep. Let me read some comments to see what the ladies
Yeah.
say. It's it's really good. You'll be experiencing the aftershock a few
Wait.
days later. So
Yes, the aftershock. The aftershock. This is the
like an
aftershock.
earthquake. It's like an
When
earthquake.
when it's been over with, you just you know you think she's sleeping, you just feel something jerking over there. You just like,
Just
what
like,
the
just
hell?
moving,
You know you did
basically.
your job. You did your job.
So
Yeah.
you must see her
Go to
moving,
sleep.
basically. Okay, let me see
Yeah.
exactly what ladies them say. What? Hold
Yeah. A
on.
few days later, at work, driving.
Hold
Mm-hmm.
on.
I ain't experienced that in a
You,
long time, but
you, Auntie ReRe, behave yourself. Behave yourself, Auntie ReRe. Behave yourself. I'm trying to read the comments. Mr. The problem say having a drink and go to sleep. Okay, so them have a drink and go to sleep. That means afterwards you need to have a drink and go to sleep. Them aftershocks. So the aftershock. You hear that the Auntie
the
ReRe is here giving
aftershocks,
us
y'all.
tips. The aftershock. Most of the ladies are saying the aftershock. I'm not moving and sleeping time. I'm hungry. So some people say if them
Mhm.
get hungry, basically, if they go to the fridge, that is an
If
indication.
if she if she roll over and just start sucking her thumb like she a little baby, then that's another sign. She just go, there's nothing there.
I'm matching up tonight, I swear. Let me hold it together. Let me hold it together. Let's see. They're thinking about it. You're driving and you
Yeah,
almost
not
run off the
moving, not
road.
moving. That's a sign.
What about
That's a
this?
sign.
You're
And you're
driving
hungry,
and
and
you almost run off the
you're
road. Think
thirsty.
about that.
You with look when she take that drink of water and the whole thing gone and one you done took everything out of all the life out of her. If she drank some water and it
Ooh.
just all gone in one you know you did your job.
You know you did a job. I'm trying to see what the men
Mm.
them need to do. You know what I mean? Let's see. He be looking for the exorcist while
Drop,
you
yeah, yeah. Come on,
move
Yana.
and you can't move. You
Come
can't
on,
move. So
that's
if you
it.
can't move, any
That's
man who
it.
can make the smile even the day after is great. If you can make a smile the day
I'm
after,
gonna tell you. I'm gonna
make him
tell you the.
smile.
I'm gonna tell you the worst when you're at church the next day and it's a good sermon and then you just all of a sudden you like, where did that come from? And then you just play it off and just be like, okay, yes, Lord. It,
The spirit,
I ain't making no fun, but I'm just
the
saying it'll
spirit
happen to you.
is when the spirit you're like,
It'll happen to
you
you.
just feel it.
Yeah, and no nobody know but you and God, and you like, God forgive me, Lord forgive me. That wasn't right,
Your head shake when the
and
preacher
it
says
just hit
something.
your
Your head
spirit.
just, yeah. Them say really need to stop. No, that's a really.
Y'all know I ain't lying though. Y'all know I'm not lying. Y'all
Connected to
know I'm not
Serve
lying.
says, yes, we do our best to stroke the man's ego.
Yep, we do, y'all. I'm just being honest with you.
You do?
If y'all
There
don't
you
get
go.
none of them reactions right there,
Well, I mean,
I'm
not
just
going with
saying.
nothing. If you're not getting any of that, guys, you're not going out with anything. If you're not getting out with anything, chances are you're not doing anything. Chances are it dead. Like
O'Neal, how did this turn into O'Neal after dark? That's all I'm asking. How did this turn into O'Neal after
I
dark? We supposed
mean,
to come over here talking about the skits. I don't know where this came from. See, O'Neal, that's why I'm fool with you. That's why I'm fool with you right here. I came on here to talk about the skits, and now
because because
it's
we
Riri
love
and
it.
O'Neal and not Deontay at the dark. I mean, I don't understand where this came from.
We love it. The people love it right now. Them love it. Let me ask the chat if them love it. Because they need to tell us if
You
them
got to
love it.
speaking too freely.
They love it. They love it because these are related to the skits. Make no mistake about it. I think that the same thing is happening in the Amber relationship. Is that's what we're seeing in Anthony and Amber. That's why we love the skits so much. Because we see a lot of that going on. We see a lot of it happening.
Because I'm gonna tell you,
Mm-hmm.
even if Iman gets with
Mm-hmm.
Deliciaga, I would say he's still gonna be fantasizing about Shayla just like Anthony is. Because
I
until
agree.
Delicia find out what that thing is
Mm-hmm.
that's keeping Shayla there, and she thinks she got it going on. And baby, Shayla, Shayla might be delusional, but
Mm-hmm.
she know what she got. She know what she
If
got.
she can cook him a meal, let me tell you this: if Shayla can cook him a proper meal, Delicia is done very bad, very
Yeah,
bad. If
it's
she
over
can
with.
cook him a meal,
That's all.
When, the question is, when did she learn to cook? Because when she was with Anthony, she
that's what
couldn't
more I
cook
know.
to save
Triple
her life.
that thing. More I know when she learned. I want to know
Deontay,
when
I
she last
told you
learned.
that the stuff y'all won't listen to me. I told y'all that when it
When it's
it
put
would
on,
bring every recipe your mama and grandmama ever gave you back to your head. That's how powerful it is. I'm telling you what I know.
that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
They're saying
You
Deontay,
just you
when you
start
do it, that's
cooking.
what happened.
You start cooking biscuits from scratch. Amen. One day I was in the kitchen. I ain't know. I'm like, where did this
Because
come
look,
from? And it just I started making
if you
recipes and sweet potato pies. I didn't know where it came from, but it's powerful.
because if you look at that skit last night, she
Mm-hmm.
hopped out of that bed, went in the kitchen. The steak was cooking. I mean, it was
It was
cooking,
juicy.
and the eggs was
Mm.
there. Like I was like, I didn't even know she knew how to cook steak.
She
Mm-hmm.
bought
She didn't
groceries.
even know
She
how to
didn't even
boil
have
water.
groceries at the other house.
You think all of a sudden she
I'm
can
telling
cook?
you to do it to her.
You like the steak? Because people are saying they like the steak in the interviews. You like the steak?
I like the
That
steak.
steak looked like it was
I think it
faking.
didn't have no
It looked like
seasoning
it was
on it,
faking.
but I mean, Iman said it was good.
Iman said the steak was good.
It's something. I'm gonna tell y'all something. It was this preacher and his wife. We went to their house one time in Louisiana. And he was a
Mm-hmm.
preacher and it was his wife. And when he cooked, we sitting up there thinking the wife was in there cooking and he was just over
Mm-hmm.
the top. And we just sitting there listening. And then finally somebody asked at the end. She brought out the fish and the macaroni and all the stuff. He's like, "Ooh, baby, this." And they had been married over 30 some years. He was like, "Ooh, baby, this the best. Ooh, this the best fish you ever made in life. Ooh, and these mashed potatoes." And we all laughing because we like, "That's your wife. She done cooked for you before." And so then she bought him some water. This what got us. He told, "Oh, baby, that's the coldest water you ever. Ooh, baby, I love that cold water." And she was just smiling. And so I was like, "Why over?" I said, "I'm sorry. I ain't trying to be disrespectful or nothing." He said, "Young lady, it's called motivation." He said, "I motivate my wife." He said, "So," he said, "it might be over the top for y'all." He said, "But she been cooking for me like this for over 30 years." And he said, "And I do it every time she cook." He said, "It's called motivation." So every time, even if it's just eggs or even if it's just something little, if Iman motivating her, she gonna keep getting better and better and better and
Better.
better. And that's just like women. I'm gonna give women advice here because Valentine month coming up. I might have
Mm-hmm.
a Aunty ReRe that Valentine.
Little
Hope I
sales.
have Valentine, Lord
There
Jesus.
we go.
But and y'all say I know it all. I've been ooh Lord. I ain't gonna talk about me. I just done had bad luck. But anyway, whew, but like for women. If you want your man to do something, it's not always sexual. When he get off home from work, if he's let's say he a blue collar worker and he been out there working in the yard or he's digging ditches or whatever. When he
Mm-hmm.
get home, ooh baby, I love the way you do what you do for the family. I love the way you just take care of us. You just a provider. That's gonna motivate him, and that's gonna also motivate his libido. It's gonna make him feel like he the man, even if he's not there yet.
makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a two-way street. You got to motivate. That's the key word, motivate.
And then on top of that, what he do is he do stuff like this. So you said you need 250 to go shopping tomorrow. That's what you said. Like I ain't have it at first, but I got it. Like I'm gonna make. You know what I'm saying? When you do stuff like that, yeah,
it works.
You know what you do.
I'm gonna do something unique. I'm gonna do something unique. We're gonna react to the video that just came out because it's apparently came out and I realized we're on here at the time. So relax. You'll be able to do it your own nonetheless, but I guess we'll triple react to it. So let's jump into this.
Oh, that's tight. Okay.
Yeah, y'all got your screens on.
Now look, I can't see nobody but you, Oneil, on my side.
Can you turn on your YouTube? Can you put your YouTube on something else? Just go to your YouTube.
Yeah.
And just go to the live, but just like mute it. Well,
yeah.
Well, if you unmute yourself, it probably will be fine, and you probably can just see it. Let me know when you're ready. I'm gonna let us. You ready, Aunty ReRe? You can see too.
Yeah, I can see.
Oh, you can see. Okay, you ready, Deontay? All right.
That's what aggravates me the most. Girl, I need you to stay focused on the goal. Like, you over here stressed and worried about Iman. And like, baby, we are in Miami now. You gotta leave Georgia in Georgia. Please, for the love of God. I am so tired. I can't take it anymore. I feel like we're losing track. We're losing track of what we need to be focused on.
I know, I get it. Listen, but at the end of the day, it's easier said than done. I'm trying my hardest to take my emotions and my feelings out of the situation. Trust me, I want to so bad. It's just, I don't know, it's hard. I'm like, what?
All right. Is that what you're talking about, Aunty ReRe? Are you saying she's the D is going so much in her head that the 15 grand doesn't matter? Jump into that.
Yeah,
she can't get over it.
It comes a point in a woman's life, like a man, he can be doing all those things, but what's missing for her, it's going to always be missing. She wants that intimacy. She wants that one-on-one. And I really thought at the beginning of this storyline that she wasn't going to be like this. Like, I thought she would have had higher standards than Shayla, but she almost worse than Shayla. You hid you hid in an elevator.
Yeah, the standards low.
I would have bust that elevator
Listen,
down.
Anybody who's friends with Shayla, you suspect. I already knew coming out the gate. If you friends with Shayla,
you suspect.
Nah.
Because you're messing her on.
But Deontay, you said something good though. Amber was friends with Shayla at first.
Mm-hmm.
And we knew how Amber was acting too before she married Amber.
Yeah, so don't get it twisted. She was something else now.
Do y'all remember when Amber took Shayla to the house? Amber was the one, remember, before she even took him to Anthony's house, remember when she was with Wayne and they were really boyfriend, girlfriend, and she took a group of her friends. Shayla went with them that day. It was sort of like she had a group of friends like Deliciaga got, where they were, used to money. They were used to things, sort of the same situation. And Shayla was like the outcast that they brought in. It's sort of the same kind of dynamics where they had they rich bougie homegirls who knew money, who was from money. They kept them separate from Shayla. And the same thing is happening over again. Because when Amber showed them Wayne house, she was like, "Yeah, this is Kountry Wayne's house, and that's our pool, and that's our this." And I forget. I think it's in one of my playlists, but I forget which one. But it was when Amber first came on the scene and she started messing with Wayne. She back then we would have called her a gold digger because she introduced her homegirl into this lavish house and was bragging about how much money Kountry Wayne had. And so then when Anthony came along, she took Shayla to the house. Shayla wasn't even dressed like she dressed now. She was dressed kind of frumpy almost when she first came to Anthony's house. So I would say that we like to believe because of who Shayla is now that she's the bad influence on the friends. But what if the friends and the gold diggers, all that sunk into Shayla? Oh, well, they got what they want by dressing like this or acting like this. So I'm going to start shaping my mental to be like them.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to run the video.
What's happening here?
You talking about trust me. I don't trust a word you talking about right now. The goal is the money. You need to stay focused on that. If he's coming in you, you need to be worried about that income. Okay?
I get the income, girl. What you talking about? You forgot?
I'm saying.
I got the income.
Exactly. So
Hold on. If he is coming in you, you've got to get the income. Hold on. It's too much for me. Hold on.
Is that a
What?
bar?
That is
Misunderstanding.
a bar. That is a bar for sure. Okay.
That is a nasty. That's what that is. That
Deontay,
is
run it. Deontay, run it. Go ahead. If he's coming in you, you need to get an income. Is that true or false?
You need to get a test.
Pause for the
Listen,
woman. Pause.
if she going through all of that, I guess so. You might as well. I mean,
so can you see pregnancy then? Because some people are saying she could get pregnant.
She could, but I've been wondering: are the writers going to go that way with another baby story in this?
Well, we don't know, but
and who would Iman choose?
Yeah, a baby on
because
Delicia.
Yeah, would that be the best karma for Shayla? Is if Delicia got pregnant?
Oh, we didn't think about that one.
I'm asking you.
That's a good one.
That's why I said it feels.
I mean, because I've been trying to figure out what would be. I've been trying to figure out what would be the best karma for Shayla.
At this point,
would it be her catching them?
That's it, Deontay.
Would it be her catching them in the bed? Would it be her seeing them kiss? Would it be Delicia getting pregnant, or them being spontaneous?
Pregnancy test in the trash can.
Delicia getting pregnant means it would be the same thing. Just like how she's in Amber's life, Delicia would be in her life.
Deontay.
But in a different way.
That's it.
Huh?
That's it.
Because I like this line seems very, very tricky. If he's coming in you, and I'm like, wait, hold on, why would you just drop that in there? It's a bar, but why would you just drop that in there?
That's a bar, but there was a reason. It was a purpose.
That's all I'm saying. Let me keep moving. Let me move with it.
Start acting like it. You worried about him over there in Georgia, and you over here in Miami.
It's too about sunny, this man not responding fast enough.
And that was one statement too many. You need to be focused. I'm saying we about to be out here having a good time. We back in our city. You don't need to be worried about what she got going on over there with him.
I'm not worried about what they got going on over there.
You sound like you saying.
I mean, we did get our hair done. We are looking good.
Right. Man, I already got my hair messed up in this Miami humidity. I don't know what the heck going on. I done forgot. I was in Georgia a little too long. But anyways, I'm happy we're here. It's going to be a good time. We're going to hang out. You know, we're going to catch the vibes. But for real, we need to stay focused when Shayla come up over here. Okay, we probably need to burn some sage all through this house before she get up in here with all that energy, with all that Iman energy. Yes.
It's crazy.
Okay, you act like you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you now.
So she has to them even burn some sage. Do they need to burn some sage for Shayla? Because I think all of them need some sage burnt as far as I'm concerned.
But you know what's so scary about this particular storyline? And this right here, this energy, it really reminds me, and we don't have to go deep into it, of the Shanquilla Robinson thing, where you don't know really who you going on these trips with. You know what I'm saying? Like the girls' trips. You never know who, like, I don't see it happen on here because I don't think they would go that dark. But there are people who going on these girls' trips and going on these things, and you don't know that your friends secretly hate you, or your friend secretly hating on you, or your friend secretly with your man. And that's the danger of these friendships. Cause and I thought instantly about the Shanquilla Robinson thing. Like you thinking you finna go turn up with your friends, and really your friends hate your guts.
That makes sense. The anti-reviews.
It makes me wonder because when they said they were going to Miami, I was like, what is the purpose of this trip? Is there going to be some type of a reveal? You know, like are they going to? Is something going to be suggested that Delicia is with Iman and it's going to go over Shayla's head? She's not going to think about it too hard, or she might.
It's PR go catch it because PR is supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, PR is.
I'm like, what's the purpose of putting the three of them in Miami for what?
You know? It could just be that they're doing what they always do, which is like they'll give us these side storylines. It's like Wayne and him grandmother. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just skip because it's nothing. It's nothing for me to read into. It's nothing for me to comment about. So it could be one of those. But what I'm seeing is maybe, I don't know. Is it that what's her name? Lauren is redirecting, Delicia. Is that what she's doing? Making sure she refocuses her about the money more than, because Lauren was very aggressive today. As far as Iman, she said Iman need to come up off of the 20 grand right now. He need to come off of the 20. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah. She's
And I'm
trying to.
sorry for
It's like
interrupting.
she's trying to tell her. Uh-huh.
Go ahead, Auntie
Oh,
ReRe.
No, I
she's
was
like
I was
she's.
apologize for interrupting earlier.
Oh no, you good. You good. No, you good. Hey, we know it work.
No,
Go
go
ahead, no,
Deontay.
Deontay. Go ahead.
It's like Lauren is trying to tell her, don't fall in love. Get that money. Secure the bag. You worrying about him being with Shayla and getting in your feelings. Make sure you getting that money every month. Since he putting you through all of this, get your money. And I think that's what Delicia is caught in between those two things, the money, but yet she has some true bona fide feelings for Iman of wanting to be with him because of what he did to get her attention the very first time.
The
So
first time.
she's emotionally connected to him, I think, at this point.
Let me ask y'all a question. Can Delicia get all the money and not fall in love? I'm asking that to the chat. Hold on to your comment. Let me go ahead and play the video so we get out of it.
We got to keep it, yeah. We got to keep that energy up off of us, okay? So we going to have a good time. We going to kiki. We going to have a ball. But put the phone down. That's what I'm saying
trying.
now.
Sis, I don't know. You're right. Okay? You're right. I have to stay focused on the goals and get this man off.
Yeah, exactly. It should not stress you out this much.
I mean, I'm
Let
not
him
stressed
go.
out now, sis.
There you
I'm
go.
just like, what's up with you? Like, it's me.
It's you, exactly. Remind yourself of that. It's you. You don't need to be worried about that. I'm telling you. He knows it's you. You know it's you. That's all that matters. We on the
All right, I'm gonna stop it right there. Give me your take on that. Can Delicia basically not fall in love with this?
No, no. I think she's already at the point. You know what I'm saying? She's already there.
Mm-hmm.
She's not just doing this for. It started out that way, get the money,
Mm-hmm.
but her emotions is wrapped up too much in this with Imam. And you can kind of tell even when she found out that he was giving her money, that he gave Shayla money. She
Mm-hmm.
got her feelings about it. And what did she do? Make a detour to go over there. You know what I'm saying? If it was just about the money, she would be like, he gave me $15,000 a month anyway, so that's more than the $10,000 she getting right now. You know, if it was just about the money, or she could have just played it off and say, hey, I'm going such and such. Can you throw me some extra cash? And he probably would have did it, but the fact that she went over there, starting out about Shayla, so you giving money now, you generous now,
Mm-hmm.
it showed the emotion. She too wrapped up
Upset.
in it. I don't think so. Yeah, I think so.
Go ahead, Auntie ReRe.
I
Go
feel
ahead.
like from a woman's point of view, I think none
Mm-hmm.
of this is love. There is a such thing as women being addicted.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that both women are addicted and more than they would like to
Mm-hmm.
admit. With Delicia, yeah, it was cute the pursuit in the beginning. Him fixing her dinner, he was coming outside. But since that dinner that night, what has he done other than give her money to show her that she's special? He bought a car. That's a material thing. That's something he can write a check for. Or he might can even write it off as a gift or something. So that doesn't mean anything to him. He's rich. He hasn't given her anything personal of himself other than that dinner. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
However, in Shayla's situation, crazy enough, he say he don't love her, but he's done more to try to make Shayla whole than he
Mm-hmm.
has with Delicia.
Mm-hmm.
All he's give thrown at her is money besides that first night. So even when he says he likes her and he likes what she got going on,
Mm-hmm.
she really haven't had nothing going on since that time. We know she got the business or whatever, but really Shayla is acting more wifey-ish than him. But he's pouring more into Shayla, even though he say he's trying to run away. Neither situation is love.
Mm-hmm.
It's the perception, and you add the perception with sex. It's just like combining mental illness with drugs and
Mm-hmm.
alcohol. It will get you that high. It will get you that euphoria. But Shayla and Deliciaga, they're both experiencing a sexual high from Iman. He's a man, he's powerful, he's rich, he got money. And both of them, neither situation is love because he hasn't displayed any real acts of love. You take away his money, they there for the sex. You take away the sex, what are you there for?
Mm. Mommy says from a super chat. Mommy says, Lauren, you were just backing up Delicia up for money, demanding for money. It's all about the money. So in other words, mommy's saying, hey, it's all about the money, just like what you're saying, um, uh, Auntie ReRe. She's saying it's all about the money more than anything else. My question is, you see, Auntie
Yeah.
ReRe, I like your take. Remember that take that we gave in the start of this entire video. And thank you very much for the super chat, mommy. I feel like Lauren would take a lot of your thought processes because Lauren is very cold.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. You see, a lot of what you were saying with Shayla, I feel like Lauren could take a lot of that thought process. I would want to know what happened to Lauren because Lauren is
I was just gonna say
extremely
that.
cold.
I was just gonna say that.
She's on a different level from where Shayla is at. Whole different level. Like Lauren is on another level where Lauren will take your money. There is no ifs, buts, maybes about it. She will get what she can get from you.
And I think a lot of women go through that because I ain't gonna lie, I've always been that woman who, independent. People call me outright stupid. Somebody can give me a gift out of love, and it's not now. Amen. Let me clarify, not now.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be like, I give it back to you, or I would say no, because I didn't want the perception of being a gold digger,
Mm-hmm.
because that was the perception that men put on women. So I fought so hard against that. But then when you look back, it got to a point. There was a period in my life where I'm like, well, hell, you ain't got nothing to show for it. Just what you've done, and a lot of women get that. Some gold diggers are born out of, okay, I didn't ask for money then. I didn't ask for these things, and now you're at a point where I have nothing to show for it, but I've given my body to this person. So why? And I think Lauren is coming from a place of why not get something out of it? If I'm laying down anyway, I might as well get something to show for it. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
that's where some of this gold digger mentality come from. It's not that the woman was just born wanting to take money, but she wants something to show for it. When a woman gives her body and she gives her love and she gives her time,
Mm-hmm.
after you go on to the next, she has nothing to show for it. If you haven't given anything else, the man gets away scot free. You haven't given her anything, and now she's left depleted. And that's why you see so many women who crash after a relationship. I've been in my past, we'll say my past. In my past, I've been in a situation where it was just truly physical. That's all it was. But you still get emotions out of it because you're clinging to that person. You're clinging to that high you get, that dopamine that sex can give when the sex is good. And so, but at the end of the day, you still have nothing to show for it. You have nothing to show for all of the effort, and you may have satisfied them, and you may have been like Shayla the water faucet and all that, but still, you have nothing to show for it, and sometimes that births gold diggers.
I'm gonna go into that a little bit. I'm gonna let you respond to something. 1 minute, the answer reviews. So Angela Atkinson says, "Hey, Auntie, this one is you, Auntie. So I want you to answer this." Um, she says, "Auntie, I disagree with you. All that Iman does is have sex with both of them and has not taken any one of them out." So I think she's responding to the point that you're saying that he seems to do more for Shayla than Delicia. Expound on that point.
I think we saying the same thing. I didn't say that. Okay, so what I mean by that is,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what we think or how we perceive it, Shayla is the public girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Shayla is the one that he's claiming.
Mm-hmm.
So he may not take her out on dates and stuff, but everybody knows that's Shayla's man.
Mm-hmm.
So where is the lie in that?
Okay, no
That
problem.
is Shayla's man. Publicly, that's Shayla's man.
I mean, I think you're right on what you're saying. It does show like basic. Well, Shayla does demand that Iman does the various things. She does do that. That's one of the things I think she does. She makes sure, which is the kind of the fight, flight, or the freeze. So I think she does fight to ensure that Iman does stay there, however way that she does it, but she does it. So that's that.
Mhm.
I wanted to get into. You said something a while ago, and that's kind of very, very good. Public who? Somebody said public who? Public as in the people that are in the skits. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, you mentioned something about women might as well get something out of it. I want you to clarify that up some more because I feel like I like the comment, right? I understand what the comment means. Let me say I understand the comment. But I always ask women, do they go into, sexual relations just to get something out of it, or I want you, in other words, give me your take on it. What right now, knowing what you know now at this point, what do you think the intention of a woman should be when she goes into sexual relations? Let me ask that question.
At this big age, if a woman went through her 20s, let's
Mm-hmm.
say she went into her 20s and she wasn't a gold digger and
Mm-hmm.
she feels like she's used up or whatever, she's going to go into it now. Our mama and them didn't do that. Our mama and them, you was going to take care of the house. I don't care what you did outside of the house, what you done, where you went, you was going to take care of the house. And the men understood that. The men understood that they had to provide. You might have had, the uncles and stuff, they might have had 2, 3 families, but they was going to take care of them 2, 3 families.
Mm-hmm.
We were just joking about it. I ain't gonna talk about it because my mom ain't coming here to hear me. But yeah. So you got different people that they took care of different households or whatever. But that's what they did as a man. The newer generation, we see more women taking care of the men because the men of this generation were not raised by the men; they were raised by their mamas. So
Mm-hmm.
like they mamas who might have had that mentality of
Mm-hmm.
now they've been taking care of their sons. Their sons grow up, they looking for a woman to take care of them. Where vice versa, back in the day, it wasn't like that. And so then you get this whole generation of women looking at, okay, let me get this bag, let me get the money
Mm-hmm.
first. Well, back in the day, it was understood that the man would do it. So it's kind of like all convoluted and
That
mixed
makes
in
sense.
there together,
Mm-hmm.
now. But I don't think that a lot of women now they do go into it with that some of them do go into that mentality that they want the bag because they feel like mama and them done taught them that that's what it was, but it was different back then. It came from a place of family, I would guess. It was messed up in the 70s too. That's why all those got about 5 or 6 different, the
Mm-hmm.
step cousins and sisters and all that mixed in together. Papa Was a Rolling Stone was a real song. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
The anti reviews, jump
But
in it
yeah,
before I
I got a lot
continue.
of feedback.
Jump in it,
Which,
based on what Auntie ReRe saying.
which part?
Whichever
Which
part,
part?
just hop
Because
right in and see what you got.
okay, so she was. I really wanted to go back to the part when she was talking
Go
about
ahead, go ahead.
um having nothing to show for it.
Mm-hmm.
About
Yeah.
I guess about Shayla anymore. Well, I guess you can't. I think you can have something to show for it because, sh- like Delicia, if Delicia was smart, she would take that money and invest it into her business or something, and
Mm-hmm.
she would have something to show
Mm,
for it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both getting something out of it. Shayla's getting a house.
mhm,
She got a house. Shayla got $10,000 for this trip and whatever else it's implied that Iman may give her. What
Mm-hmm.
do you do with it other than just splurge it on clothes and designer
Mm-hmm.
stuff? Do you put it towards your business? Do you set up a trust? Or I mean,
Mm-hmm.
what is it that you do? So it's not like they're not getting anything. And I know you said that those are tangible things, but you
Mm-hmm.
can take those tangible things and plant seeds and
Mm-hmm.
grow something or do
mhm.
something with it. I think it's all about what they do. I just wanted to piggyback on that because I thought that was interesting what
It's
she
a good
said.
bar. Come out of the skit
Yeah.
though, the anti
Yeah, it's
reviews.
that Real Housewives of Atlanta theory.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they was talking about the Carly Red thing and all that now. If you notice, after those shows like that came out, you had a whole generation of women looking for the bag to start their businesses, to start their little boutiques and to start their this and start their that. It's like it's a cultural thing where now it's like if you're gonna go into it, just don't go in it and get your feelings hurt. Go in it and get a bag or get that. And if you don't marry him or if you don't get the bag through marrying him, you get the bag through starting your own business, make him pay you. That's the mentality that we see now,
Mm-hmm.
based on that mentality. But you did have, I think there was a generation of women in between.
Mm-hmm.
And I see myself in that category too, that didn't want anything from a man, didn't want their money or whatever. But how did that work out for you? That's all I'm saying about
Because
that.
here's the
Well,
How
thing,
did that work
I
out?
want
go ahead.
to add to that. Shayla has had two rich men. She's had Anthony, and now she's got Iman.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony was doing what he was doing. Does Shayla does Shayla have anything to show for any of that? No, like she still's not productive. She still has no career. She
But
still
she got
didn't
a
start no
house.
business.
No, nothing. You hit it on the nail.
Huh?
So I feel like what I want to get into is, so let me ask this. I'm gonna go out there with a question. So should women be looking for something when they, because I think that's where I kind of want to point to. In other words, they're giving us this on the skit, that this is what's going on in real life now. Are they? Are they in the right path, or should women be looking for something else? I think that's the question I want to challenge both of y'all.
Deontay, I got ADHD, so when I interrupt y'all, it's not intentional. Finish your thought, because I was agreeing with your thought that you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was done. I was good.
He's
He
done.
can go
He's
to his
done.
question. I was good. Yeah.
I'm getting into it because I feel like I want to understand more. Because when we come on these skits, we see what they're showing because we know that that's what's happening right now with the modern girls, and whatever they're showing is just about real. When you look on a TikTok view, you're kind of looking at the same thing, only that we're seeing it in a skit. So my question is, should women be looking to be getting the bag, or they should be looking for something else? That's my question right now.
I guess it depends on your intention. Like,
What
you know
should
what I'm
they be
saying?
looking
If you
at?
just getting
That's
the,
my question.
I don't think the bag should be the first thing. Because I mean, for me as a man, when I hear a woman saying she going for the bag, then you got all the wrong intentions. You don't care about me. You don't, because see, here's the thing: if I didn't have this, would you be even looking my way? You know what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be. So my thing is, you need to have the right intention. Look, not the bag is the last thing. That should be a bonus, not the
Mm-hmm.
first thing when you come my way. Because I say it all the time. You know what I'm saying? If Imam wasn't rich, Shayla wouldn't be thinking about Imam.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, after all, let's be honest. When they saw each other for the first time, she wasn't looking at him like, oh, I got to have him. He was looking at her. It took her a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but when she realized who he was and just kind of sold herself into the idea of it, like, yeah, he a
Mm-hmm.
baller too. And then she was using that to make Anthony feel a way. Yeah, he's a good man. He's a baller. He's a
Mm-hmm.
former basketball player. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
she didn't have all the right intentions. And even now, she tries to make it seem like she's there for the right intentions, but she's not. If we look at that skit last night, right? When he gave her the money, she was
Mm-hmm.
like, it's not because of what you do for me, Iman. You're so generous, but it's only it's only 6,000 here. Where's the rest of it? So it's like you know what her real intentions are. Like, and then at the end of the skit, she was like, "Yeah, did you think I wasn't going to count it, Iman? I mean, I know you're an honest man, but you think I wasn't going to count it?" Like, she full of it. You know what I'm saying? So
Get in it, Andre. Get in it.
I did, I disagree with my brother, and I love my brother Deontay.
Mm-hmm.
Shayla, and I'm not taking up for Shayla.
Mm-hmm.
Shayla was in her peace place, and a lot of women may can relate to this. When you're not worried about a Negro, you're trying to get yourself together. She went and got Dylan from Dallas. We don't know where he at. I
Mm-hmm.
keep on saying that we don't know what happened to Dylan. And Iman was flirting with her. She didn't give him the time of day.
Mm-hmm.
He kept pursuing her. Wayne hooked me up with Shayla. Shayla wasn't studying him. Shayla didn't pursue him because he had money, because of all these things. He pursued her while she wasn't thinking about it. She wasn't thinking about it. And a lot of men do that to a woman. She in her safe zone. She chilling. She ain't bothering nobody. She ain't trying to look for no relationship. And then bam, he come in wooing you, pulling you off your feet. Even before then, I would even say, let's go back to Chad. Because a lot of people say she didn't want to be with Chad because he was broke or whatever. Chad was, or she felt like he was broke. Chad was very frugal and stuff. But a woman also has to be attracted physically to that man. Something about him has to attract her initially. She never really had that attraction to Chad, even knowing he had money or not.
Mm-hmm.
That came along later on when she seen him in the Walmart. She was she was in her happy space or happy place or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
then first it came Chad, she rejected him. Then came Amon, she initially rejected him. And then he started pursuing her. So it's like with women, we get a lot of times women get a bad deal when we trying to move on with our lives. We trying to do the right thing. And then here come this Negro to come tell us everything we want to hear, like he did with Shayla. The second day he was talking about, yeah, I could probably see you as a wife. And it was 2 weeks and he told her everything she wanted to hear. It's the lie that men's play to get what they want that causes women to snap and get hooked or whatever. That's why I used to say that I don't believe 100%. Yes, a woman likes a powerful man. She likes a man with money, but that wasn't Shayla's intent. Iman fed her a lie that I want to be with you, that I really like you, and all this. That's what got Shayla, even though she was trying to move on with her
Mm-hmm.
life, he pursued her. And can't none of us deny that. On that porch that day, she wasn't studying him. She knew who Iman was. Come on, man.
So I got a question for that. I got a question for that. You know, Deontay, go ahead and respond first. Then I'll jump into it. Go ahead first.
But okay. So you talked about this is where I gotta disagree with my sister here a little bit.
Go ahead.
So what was she really trying to get her life together, or was she really just being messy when it came to Dylan? Because she found out Amber was working with Wayne, and then she was like, "Oh wait, Amber working with Wayne, doing what? Music? Really? Oh, okay." So I don't think it was more so her just trying to get her life together. She was trying to be messy. She was losing Anthony, lost Anthony, and then she see Amber working with Wayne, and so it became this thing, in my opinion, where it's like, okay, well, she got Anthony back. I think Anthony
Okay.
went back at that time. How else can I you know what I'm saying, go back and forth with Amber, try to beat her at the
Okay.
business?
I'm glad.
So I don't.
Ooh, I'm glad you gave us the visual.
Mm-hmm.
Did she come from a place of trying to be messy, or could we say what everybody says, she wanted to be Amber? So if Amber is moving on with her life, and
Mm-hmm.
Amber's in her happy space,
Mm-hmm.
and Amber becoming a boss again,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I should be like Amber. Maybe I need to get somebody like that. That goes along again with my theory of delusion, with my theory of, was she really the bad person, or is she trying to be like these women that she was around?
Let me
Is
jump
she
in.
trying to mimic these other women that she was around, even down to the color that Amber was wearing? She
Let me
started
jump in.
dressing like Amber.
I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna
Come on,
jump in
man.
for you right now. Auntie ReRe, but I'm gonna put a little stop in it. Remember that Anthony had told her that she would never find another man like him. So when Iman came on the scene, Iman is a ball player. Iman has money, and he's another man like Anthony. She figures, aha, this looks exactly like something I can go against Anthony with. And if you notice how she reacts, basically, she reacted with that. Speak to that. Go ahead, Auntie ReRe.
But what evidence do we have of that? Because a lot of the people in the comments, they always say we don't have any evidence of this and evidence of that. And what
Mm-hmm.
makes you think like you think? What evidence shows us that she wanted him to be like Anthony, or she thought she was doing it to try to get back at Anthony? Was she doing it to get back at Anthony, or to show herself that I can move on? But again, it all starts with the lie that men tell. A woman can be in a happy place. She ain't thinking about no man. She ain't thinking about sex. And somebody will come along and tell everything she want to hear. And then she reverts back to that old clinginess, that old whatever, until you have to snap yourself out of it and say, you know what? Hey, you've been here before. You done seen this before. Snap back into reality. Don't get too comfortable. And then that's when the wall comes up. And that's what a lot of women go through. I'm just speaking for,
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking for myself and women that I know and have been
Mm-hmm.
around. We try to open up our hearts and start over and be free. And everybody deserves that. Just like
Mm-hmm.
Amber just, wanted to be a wife or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
she didn't start out like that. Shayla has been around a lot of alpha women that were stronger than her, including her mother. And we say that she a leader of the pack, but really she just really trying to be like everybody else around her. That's what I think. She's
Well,
a follower, not a leader. Even though she can peep game quick and all
mm-hmm.
of that, she's a follower, not a
So we
leader.
so we said she's a laissez-faire leader. That was the term that I was using when I said she's a leader. A laissez-faire leader. So because you have different type of leaders. You have the autocratic leader that says, hey, it's my way or the highway. You have the laissez-faire that will hang back, and they will make it seem like they're not leading and you're doing your own thing. They're making you act whatever it is, but in your ear they're secretly telling you, yeah, go right, go left, go right, go left. Yep. So they're pretty really leading, but they're leading from behind you. It's much like, I don't know if you know of the character Richard the Third. Shayla reminds me of Richard the Third. Richard the Third was this duke, right, of Rothingham, I guess English, the Duke of Rothingham, and because he's a duke, he's down in the line of things. To be able to get to the king, he has to unalive all of the people above him. And so he had to keep manipulating his way until he get to the top of whatever it is. So that's where I got pretty much. That's where I mentioned in terms of Shayla's leadership style, because she does get people to do a lot of
So
what she
O'Neal
wants them to do.
and
Go ahead.
Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
So both of you as men, who is she leading? Which other characters in Skitlana has Shayla led?
Well,
I'll
okay.
wait.
So she has led Amber to a lot of extent. She has also led Sonny to do some things that whatever it is. The thing with the laser fair is that they're not a complete leader. So I want you to understand this. The laser fair leader is not really
Hmm.
a complete leader. So in other words, meaning that yes, just like you're mentioning, them do have the part where it look like them is a follower, and they do have the other pieces. but they still lead. It's just that them leadership is not the strongest. In fact, the strongest leader you probably would talk about is like a transformational leader, someone that really can impact the
Mhm.
public, that them can really reach through and do whatever it is on them. They're kind of autocratic, but they're not as autocratic, but them can allow you to have some wherewithal as well while they're leading. So them have all the attributes because they have different like leadership styles. That's basically what it is. So when I said leading, yes, she would have led Amber to a lot of what Amber had in our marriage was because of Shayla. Literally, Shayla literally manipulated the situation as she went along, and got Amber to do something that she shouldn't have been doing. You understand? But she get her to do them, even with Sonny as well. But go ahead.
You look at PR.
Oh,
How she says
Bacardi.
things to PR, and it when she talks to PR, she turns PR's head, and PR start doing some of the stuff that Shayla been doing, like popping up at Rome's
Look
apartment
at
and then
Sonny.
going off.
Look at Sonny. Look at
Yes,
Delicia.
Sonny,
Look,
yeah.
she little by little she
Bacardi is not
reveals
Bacardi not a good example. Bacardi be drunk. She don't know what she leading
Yeah,
to.
well,
I
she
could
leading
lead
her.
Bacardi.
Hold on. So I wanted to pop something for you though, Aunty ReRe, because you asked what evidence did we have of Shayla doing her thing. Watch
You're
this.
trying to save your marriage,
No.
and you think that I'm dumb, and
No
you
one's-
won't come. Yeah. Yeah, everything's good. He was just leaving.
I gave this scene because this was a scene that showed me that she did this because she wanted to show Anthony what she was showing Anthony. Hey, I can get another one of you. He told her. And basically you had that going on there. That's why I always say that she's been running games, just that she never know how rich Iman was. That's just the only deal. But then eventually she realized, wait, it's Iman Shumpert, the basketball player that does whatever it is. And if you notice, she boasts about the money that Iman has all the time. Hey, he's so rich. He just gave me like 50 grand. It's so. But go ahead, run into it, Aunty ReRe. Run into it, the Aunty Reviews. Go ahead.
It's still not the root cause of it though. That you're talking about the after effect after she already felt like she got him, she started the bragging and stuff. To me, I think at Shayla's root, I think sometimes confidence comes out of low self-esteem. And what I mean that from is if she was previous, let's the what if again, if she was teased when she was younger, if she was considered the not unattractive girl or whatever, that could be her overcompensation that she's going through now, where I got to get the bag, I got to this, I'm gonna take what's Amber's because she doesn't appreciate it. I'm going to be like, I want to be like Delencia and her friends, but none of them really ever let Shayla in the circle. So Shayla started to create this thing where she wants to be the circle, no matter how she has to get there. She wants to be Angelina, but she can't be Angelina because she ain't went through the things that Angelina went through to get where she is. It's like, to me, it's just I want the writers to go ahead and give it what happened, because something is not right with her mentally. I can't see Shayla as a leader. I can't see her as even just 100% gold digger, because I think she's operating from a place of delusion and from a place of low self-esteem. Even though she projects that she got self-esteem, she really don't. She wants to fit in. And that's what makes her want to be like Amber. That's what makes her want to be like Delicia, because she wants to fit in. But that's why I want to go out with y'all. I want to go somewhere with y'all. That's why she's always,
Sound like a little
like what do you call it? Imposing herself on other people, because she want to be like the in crowd, but really deep down inside, she's not the in crowd.
Okay. The Aunty Reviews, you wanna comment on that?
I just wish that they would get into the backstory of Shayla and Delicia's
Yes,
past,
please give
so
us
we so,
something.
so we can
Yeah,
so we can fully understand the
understand.
depth and the extent of their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
One and two, so we can finally put to rest a lot of trauma talk about you know
Get you
Shayla.
the I tell you, I'm sticking to it. It's my story. I'm sticking to it. I think something happened.
I,
That
I
girl ain't
think
right, y'all.
two
That
things
girl
can
ain't
be
right.
true at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I think two things can be true at the same time. While there's trauma, yes, I do believe Shayla may have had some trauma growing up with the whole mental health thing. Was actually talking about the medicine and alluding to it. I believe that's a part in what makes Shayla who she is today. But then there's that other part of Shayla where Shayla just messy too. Shayla just she's a grown woman who makes decisions. She's a grown woman who has been coddled. She's a grown woman. We for months we've seen how her mother has shaped her and molded her in terms of her relationship with Anthony to go this way, to do this thing, to say this thing, to act this way. You know what I'm saying? And so I think both those things can be true at the same time. But I really do want them to dig into that backstory so we can finally assess and see what really happened. And then we can even finalize our determination on what is really motivating Shayla to do what she's doing in her adult life. So that's just my thing.
So let me
I mean,
jump
it's like
in.
they
I
brought the
agree.
VC in.
Let me jump in. And okay, so let me hop in with what Aunty ReRe say. And that's why Aunty ReRe, I don't the trauma line is a good line enough for Shayla, meaning sure, could it be that you have the trauma going on there? It could be. But I think what I'm starting to see from Shayla is that she is making these choices like consciously. And so it's like the Aunty Reviews probably does counseling. You probably yourself do like some level of, type of work with different couples or so. And so there are some people where after a period of time, what you're seeing is what you're seeing. There is nothing else that you're seeing different. Hey, this person has now become this particular thing. It comes to a matter of choice. You know what I mean? And that's why I alluded into even the video we were talking of. When I said really and truly, it sometimes comes down to just choice. We're just seeing Shayla just making a conscious decision that this is what she's actually going to do because she has made no other choices. You know what I mean? We haven't seen any other choices. This thing has happened with Amber, right? And then she says she's going to have the epiphany of working with Dylan, but then that breaks apart because Amber working and she doing that because of something different, and she's doing every single thing else except make the choices that are right. In other words, after what has occurred with Amber and Anthony, she's done nothing different. Because usually what happens is when you have trauma, let's say you have past trauma and you are a particular way, you're this way, you will have a major trauma that happens in your life or a major event. And when that major event comes in, it tends to make you want to change. For example, like if it is you smoke a lot and then I don't know, the doctor said to you, hey, you have 2 weeks to live. All of a sudden you shape up and then you toss the cigarette away. It gives you some inkling to that. But I'm not seeing any of that from Shayla, and that's why I'm hold Shayla down too. Hold Shayla's feet to the fire because after a period of time, there comes a point where now you're going to have to take stock of what's going on. You're going to have to take stock of this particular thing. You're going to have to take stock of the behaviors that you have. You're going to have to do that. It's like the boy that is from the ghetto, and I use myself a lot because I feel like our experiences are so similar, Aunty ReRe, because when I listen to you, I realize that you have a lot of, I said it in even the live, you have a lot of good experience, it seems like, from like things that happen that may be harsh sometimes or so. Me have the same experiences as well. And I had like friends who had just the same amount of experiences. The only difference between me and them is just choice. That's what it come down to. We were just about the same. If you're really and truly to put it down, I could have fired the gun just like everybody else. I could have fired the gun just like them. When I look at a girl like Shayla, we remember the girls like Shayla. We remember the girl who was like y'all say fast, right? We remember her because she was the girl who. That's why I said everything I described was so real because I remember those girls because I had one or two of them. Hey, that's what they were. Them just was looking to try to fit in. So because them was trying to fit in so hard, them give up the pum pum. And the pum pum was just a thing. It was just, say, you're going to get this girl because, hey, she want to get it, she want to fit, she want to look like the in girl for whatever it is. And not care how you talk to her and you tell her, you don't have to do that. You could do this just the same or you could do that or whatever it is. She do want to do the same thing. No, could you have like other factors, like for example, say an overexposure to like porn or things like that, because that happens too, where kids have an overexposure to porn or they live in a room where they were observing, intercourse with their parents, and so that image is melted into their mind. All of those things are plausible. But when you get older, and this is kind of when we just land this, when you get older, after a period of time, you now have to stand trial for all of those consequences. You can no longer say, well, all right, well, my mother at age 2 did do this, so no, whatever it is. You just can't, you just have to stand trial. It's like what happened to men. A lot of the men that go to jail, they have to stand trial. It's just when you catch me with, I don't know, some gun or, someone has been unalived or you've been, scamming or whatever else you've been doing, you have to stand trial. I think that is where, when it comes to the Shayla character, That's why my stance is like the way it is. When I say, I'm looking, but me not see the change. Me don't see her changing at all, and because me not see the change, that's why. Jump in.
So I'm gonna pull a Deontay. Both things are true, Oneil. Everything you just said is absolutely true. And I'm saying that from a point of that's absolutely true. What gets me and the thing that I try to have people to think is to let's not erase the other possibility.
True.
Because we hone when it comes to the Shayla skit, a lot of the people who are viewing, they're honing in on what you just said, that one way and that's it. The only thing Aunty ReRe saying is, yes, there are people like that. Absolutely. I know some of them. Just like that. But it's also that other side where it's not as black and white as we see it. I started putting some of my captions, some of my thumbnails in black and white because a lot of this is not as black and white as we see it. And as a community, especially a black community, we have to start looking at the things that are not what they appear to be. Yes, everything you said is true. There's some people they make the decision to keep doing what they're doing. They like doing what they're doing, and they're not going to change. What I see and I've seen evolve in the character of Shayla, and I commend her as an actress for being able to show this. I see somebody who has a raw honesty that people don't like it. They call her treacherous, manipulative, everything else. But what I see in her character, when Shayla says something, she mean what she's saying and she say what she mean. It's not coming from across, other than the time she played in Amber's face, with Anthony was back and forth. But at her core, she brutally honest. Even when Amber was doing her thing with Wayne or whatever, she was brutally honest. Even when she told Anthony, when she said, "You think your wife's so good?" Amber never told the truth. Amber would have took that secret to the grave. She would have never told Anthony. The only reason that came out is because Shayla told it. But people don't give credit for the honesty part. So if we were to say, and that's why I said the other day, the if the roles were reversed, if Anthony was having an affair with Rolanda up until the day of his wedding, and then didn't tell it, and then Dalen came on to Amber. And Dalen says, "You know what? I see a queen in you. I love you." And he been telling Anthony, "You wrong for cheating with Ro. You wrong for cheating with Ro. You wrong for that." And he fell in love with Amber. This storyline would be totally different, and we would have a different perception of it because of the roles, because it's a man versus a woman. We wouldn't have never forgiven Anthony for cheating to the day of his wedding. We would have been screaming for divorce from the beginning. We don't care how good of a man he would have became once he got married. That would have stuck in the women's head. He cheated up until the day of the wedding. But because the roles were reversed, and because Amber Ty is a damn good actress, and the tears that she showed and the remorse that she showed when Anthony did find out and she had been a good wife, we forgave. But if it would have been Anthony and the roles were reversed, we would have never forgave him. We would have still thought he was a dirty dog. Dalen,
So
Hold
if
on,
Dalen
Deontay.
would have
Before
pursued
you come in,
Amber,
Deontay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead,
you,
Riri. Riri, you go ahead. Go ahead,
oh,
Riri.
oh, and I was saying, and if Dalen would have pursued Amber, not Shayla pursuing Anthony, but Dalen would have pursued Amber, saying, "Hey, I see a queen in you. You a good woman, and I just love you for who you are, and I just want to be with you." We would have thought that was a love story.
So
We
as
would
it
have romanticized that
That's a
instead
good
of
story.
villainized Dalen. We would have romanticized that because he was a man that seen his homeboy was doing this queen wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We would have romanticized it. And that's why I said a lot of this stuff and a lot of the views, and I think that's why we can come together and agree on some things, but then we always go disagree because the experience of a woman is different from the experience of a man. But we ultimately end up going with the reviews of a man. It's just like y'all have a lot. Most of y'all following probably women, and those women they really do they gung ho because we as women we still do we lead based on what the man. If we feel like that man is telling us right, we gonna go with what he's saying. We gonna lead. We gonna follow him. But when the roles are reversed, if Shayla were a man and she stormed into Wayne's house and said, you finna get out of here. And her mom was a woman. What he would have done? He would have called the police. He would have said, "No, you can't come in here." Shayla, do you wanna spend the night? I mean, Iman, do you want to spend the night so you can be safe? If he was a woman and Shayla was the man, if Shayla was the man, I mean, if Iman was the woman,
The woman.
and Shayla would have got in his car as the man and sat in the car and said, "No, I'm going with you," we would have called that abuse all day long. Shayla would be locked up right now for stalking, for everything else. And some women still go back to men like that, just like Iman went back. Some women go back to that abusive man who's controlling, who tell us she not gonna go nowhere. But because this is a man and a woman, we say Shayla crazy, Shayla emotional. But if that was a man, Shayla would be in jail. And that's all I'm trying to get people to do is think differently. If the roles were reversed, we would treat this whole storyline, this whole situation differently. That's all I'm saying.
Deontay, I'm gonna come to you in just a little bit. I like what you've said, and I want to make sure you know that I actually agree with the point that if the roles are reversed, it'd be different. I did actually comment on that. I also want to make sure I add this caveat. Oneil has always said that Amber should have left and never came back as a man. But she decided to stay. So all Oneil said is, hey, if that's what you decide to do, then you do that. But the truth of the matter is, yes, she should have go about her, go about her. Anthony should have go about his business when him find out, and she should have go about her business. In fact, I don't think they should actually stay together. I don't think so. I don't even think the both of them even match. I think they're basically just unequally yoked, and I think that it's when you have something like that happen before a
That's it.
marriage, it just makes it make it too tricky. Because I, as a man, I'm gonna always think of that. That's all I'm saying. The
Mm-hmm.
interviews, go ahead and knock it in.
So here's my thing. I want to go back to what she said. She said, I guess she was comparing Shayla, and Amber cheating up to the morning of her wedding, and then she said if Anthony did it up to the morning of the wedding, then we would have never forgiven. But so here's my question: Why have we forgiven Amber though? We have to remember that
Who
because,
forgave her?
huh?
Who forgave her?
The masses of
Everybody.
people yeah, the masses of people, right? Why they love Amber now, even though she cheated up to the morning. Why? Because she put the work in. She has made the effort to prove that she is, I guess if you want to call it the perfect way, but I don't believe that thing. But she hasn't cheated since she's been married. She has been faithful.
Mm-hmm.
She has been true to her vows. But the thing is, if I think that we could be forgiving of Anthony if if it was him, if he put the work in the same way Amber did, right? And here's the thing: Anthony has cheated actually in his marriage, and a lot of us are not forgiving. Why? Because he ain't put no work in. Because Amber hasn't put any pressure on him to ensure that he's changed. When he came back, I always say, when he came back, the only work he had to put in was three things. That 1 week he stayed home, the waffle and the salmon dinner. That's all he had to do. So it was
Mm-hmm.
really no real work for change. So while Amber may have slept up until the morning of her wedding with Wayne, she actually put work in to show some redemption, to show some remorse. Anthony then got caught, and all he been doing is hiding assets still
Mm-hmm.
doing this little sneaky stuff. So I mean, they both had their share of cheating, one before the marriage, one afterwards. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why people love Amber is because she's actually tried to change her life and to change who she is, I guess.
So let me piggyback on that, and let me tell you exactly what's going on. What has occurred that I've also think is this. I don't know if people have really. I don't want to say them love the idea that Amber has cheated, but I feel like they felt like the slate. To me, maybe I'm wrong. The slate was washed clean because at the end of the day, Anthony cheat, she cheat. End of the day, both on a cheat. Now, from the fresh, what happens then? So people are going after this slate has been washed clean. What has Anthony done since then? Just like the interviews is saying. Amber is showing more like she's trying to do whatever else it is, and she's trying to get things forward. And of course, she has her moments when even me chastise and said, "Oh, Amber, come on, is either you're going to get over the thing or not, right?" And like someone said in the comments, if Anthony had asked for a divorce, this would have never happened. We would have gone past all of this. But nonetheless, they're there. So I think that why you get more of like a leaning to Amber is because Amber does try more than Anthony. I think that's what you're getting more than anything. So I don't think people really say, "Well, hey, it's cool that Amber cheated the day before the wedding." No one.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
think many
I'm
people
Team
do.
Amber, and I like.
Oh yeah,
I'm for redemption,
yeah.
and I
But
believe in her. So I don't want that misconstrued.
oh
So
no,
I'm
that's
for redemption. I'm saying the roles of a man and a woman. That if it were differently, and if Anthony would have put in the work after cheating or whatever, we wouldn't have forgiven a man for that, and we would have
mm,
romanticized Dalen. We wouldn't have crucified Dalen if Dalen went after Amber, because we would have said he was being a knight in shining armor. But because it was a woman
that's
who
why.
said that, I seen this going on, we make her crazy, manipulative, she's trifling, she's this and that, and we would have romanticized
That's the
Dalen.
piece.
That's all I'm saying.
You know what,
Yeah,
Auntie
we
Riri?
wouldn't have been that hard on him. I'm sorry,
I
y'all.
see what you're
We
saying.
wouldn't have.
I like it. I see what you're
So
saying.
so so let me push back as an individual,
I
speaking for
like it. I see
myself.
what you're saying. Mm-hmm.
I I don't think I would romanticize it. And here's why. I didn't romanticize the Sade, Rafi, and Jocelyn thing. Because I've always said while it may have seemed good, it was never going to work out. Because that was, you know what I'm saying? Because Rafi was Jocelyn's ex, or in some way, shape, or form. Like, you know what I'm saying? So while it may seem like it was going to be a good idea, it was never going to work out for me.
Deontay, I think what Auntie Riri is saying, because that is what I get from her, and I think but I know you're saying as well. I think what Auntie Riri is saying is that women will more be likely to romanticize in like
Gotcha.
with the switcheroo than us. See us men
Hmm.
not call it down the middle, We call down the middle. Anthony Cheetah we call down the middle. We just, hey, it is what it is. Women may think we're not called down the middle. We always do. Just like I'm called down the middle with Iman. And I said, it is what it is, man. Iman is just a player at this point in time. Whatever I'm getting, I have to take. So we call the skits down the middle.
Mhm.
But what I think, and I love what she's saying, and I'm glad it came from you, Auntie Riri, because you are a woman and you can communicate this, is that not the funny thing is that if this was different, the man wouldn't get the same grace like the woman would get. And I think she's right with that. Men don't get that much grace. When it comes to cheating, men don't get the grace. Women get the grace, but men don't
Mhm.
get the grace. Men get the no good, trifling man, just like Michelle is giving. And that's why I'm a push back from Michelle so much, because Michelle give me that. It's almost like it doesn't matter what happened, even though Amber is telling her, hey, whatever it is. But Michelle give me a same kind of an aura like, hey, the woman can do no wrong. And I think that's what Auntie Riri is
Mhm.
kind of speaking to. That's what she's talking to. That's why I said that.
That makes sense.
No,
That
go
makes
ahead.
sense. Because that makes sense what you're saying, because
Mm-hmm.
Michelle didn't even know about the hiding of the assets
Mm-hmm.
till Amber said it
Mm-hmm.
after all of that. So
Mm-hmm.
I get what you're
Mhm.
saying. That makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
No,
Amber
Auntie
did say,
Riri,
well,
good
he
good
got me
point.
this
Good point.
restaurant, he's doing this, he's doing this.
Good point. Well, friends, I think it late. Oh good Lord, 2 hours
Yeah,
and
man, we
thirty.
done went in. Then we supposed to go an hour.
Well, we went in. Good gosh. And by the way, I guess we're going. I'm gonna give y'all the final words and you cut off. Y'all know how this works. With the long content, you guys have at any point in time, y'all want to like comment on anything on it, you can. Just let me just put that out there. That's yeah. Like if you find a little spot and you think, you know what I mean, like you see something that you say, you know what, I think this about. Go ahead, go ahead,
Okay.
because this brings conversation for all of us. But I'm gonna let the answer reviews you go first, and then I'm gonna let Auntie Riri go ahead and you just take us out, Auntie Riri. Go ahead, the answer reviews.
Okay.
Well, one, I was really just eavesdropping in the chat, and I think that this live was good and it was necessary specifically for YouTube
Mm-hmm.
because of the platform, and just make sure the misunderstanding was no more misunderstandings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was good to see the two of you talk about where you all came from in terms of the
Mm-hmm.
conversation that we had the other night, and it's always good because I think the people actually like to see Country Wayne, skit reviewers come together and talk about this and talk about these skits and different topics in it. So I think this was good for the fans and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Great job, y'all did a great job. Thank y'all for having me in, even though it wasn't my plan to come in.
Go on, Auntie Riri. Go ahead, Auntie Riri. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say thank you for the invite or whatever. Deontay and Vaughn know me more because we got a bond like I said, they really pushed me to start and come on the platform. So they know that I'm an emotional basket case.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I be up here and sometimes I be down here. They get the behind the scenes the rest of the people don't see.
That's all
Amen.
right.
So when I first seen, I was like, wait a minute, what Oneil saying that I said? I was hot headed. And then, then Deontay come in and his pals were like, well, both things could be true. It could be this and it could be that. You got to think. And then I'm like, Deontay, I don't want to hear that right now. I don't want to hear no voice of reason.
You want to fire up?
I said he won't smoke. Yeah. And so I really appreciate you for opening up the door. To still come in and say, okay, let's talk about it, and then to break it down because the fans need to know. All the fans over all the formats need to know. I think I speak for all of us. We all have different numbers. We all have different subscribers. Our core, our base, our roots are basically dang near the same people, but that some have more, some have less. It's not about the numbers. It's about the different perspectives. We don't hate. I mean, like I said, I might have my emotional breakdowns every now and then, but I promise you, behind the scenes, we don't hate each other. That's why we're able, or we don't dislike each other. We not playing games with each other, and we have to remember that anything you want to nourish and you water it, it will grow no matter what level that you're on. And new content creators, whether you've been doing this for a while or you're old school with it and you may be feeling like you're stuck or whatever, always know that the more you come together, the more you talk about it. There are nuggets that I get from Deontay that I don't get from social media, that I get from Oneil, that I get from Auntie Vaughn, that I get from none of your sis. We've had our conversations and stuff. It's like, and we have to bring it together. So never think that we all think one type of way or we beefing with each other. We gonna have difference of agreement, but when we come together like this, it shows you guys that again, and I'm not brown nose in Kountry Wayne, but I do still want to be on a skittle, right, or something though. But at the end of the day, the format has brought us all together. And so just take what you can from each person. Don't demonize one person, the other one, or whatever. We're not with all that drama. Don't be drama free. And if you have a disagreement with your sister or your brother, go tell them, talk about it, and then y'all get over it. And that's what makes your platform grow and make this platform overall great. Because we take what we got and we put our ideas together, we give our differences, and then we move on from it. But Oneil, I do want a round two.
You don't want a round two? No problem. We can do a round two on yours, and I guess a round three on
And we
Deontay
not
on this platform.
we
That's
and
what's
then
gonna
go-
happen.
and then we can have a what we call it, everybody after dark, because it looks like it got a little
We'll
risque,
have
a
to.
little a little
It'll got a little dark.
bit.
That's fine. I want to say this. That when I started, doing these reviews, this was the actual intent. The intent of it was to get people coming from all walks of life talking on a bunch of skits because the skits were so topical. That's really why I started the YouTube channel in the first place. It was really to get different opinions. So getting to a point now where people actually come on and hear them say, "No, well, only I think this or I think that." That's exactly where I wanted it to be. So I really want to thank y'all for really and truly coming on. But thank y'all very much, guys. Have a wonderful night. We love you. Like,
Let's
share,
go
and
catch up on these
subscribe.
skits.
Let's go get some skits. Hey, you know what? Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Oneil Show. All I've got is just for you. You ready for my beef tonight? I'm okay, just treat me right. Come in, me people, come in, me friend. What you gonna do when you come to defend? Question ask, me answer them. Wheel it up and pull it up and mash again.